Jefferson Hospital, Nederland.
Start with us. Lamar State College, Port Arthur. Start with us. Because there's so much we offer. We'll help you find a great career. Your future starts right here. Go with the best when you want success. A great place to learn a living. A great place to begin a degree. Start with us. Lamar State College, Port Arthur.
When Cooper Tire asked me to be their spokesman, I wanted to make sure it was a good match. So I took a tour of one of their factories. I found out that Cooper's been around since 1914, a time of grassroots values that still drive the company today. Hard-working folks dedicated to their craft. My kind of people, always striving to be the best. What better match? Cooper Tire. Drive on.
The Museum of the Gulf Coast in Port Arthur, Texas captures the ebb and flow of the Gulf. From gators to gutsy explorers, and from the spindletop gusher to outer space. From our lighthouse overlook, view a magnificent mural that captures prehistoric and historic venues. Also, browse exhibits of those who from the area have made an international impact on our modern world, such as rocker Janis Joplin, Coach Jimmy Johnson, and famed artist Robert Rauschenberg. Museum of the Gulf Coast, open Monday through Sunday.
Well, hello and welcome to the Port Arthur News Friday Night Experience. And my name is Jim Barton along with Bob West. And I'll tell you what, Bob, a crowd at a fever pitch here in the Astrodome. An outstanding team in the Brazosport Exporters taking on what we consider a great team in the Port Neches-Groves Indians. Your thoughts?
Jim, I'm really excited about it. It's interesting. I didn't realize it until I just talked with Tom Halliburton. Brazosport quarterback by a sophomore. Port Neches-Groves quarterback by a senior who's one of the best quarterbacks in Texas, if not the entire nation. And I think that's a decided edge to PNG. The Indians are going to get the ball first. And what we always look for is how people are going to defend PNG. The PNG coaches, Matt Burnett and Mike Long, the offensive coordinator, think that they're going to play man-to-man. If they do, Dustin Long stands to have a big night.
Number 24, Jim Kesheron. Number 56, Michael Swansea, the kickoff for the Exporters.
Well, we're just about loaded up. We're getting set. And again, hello and welcome to TSRNsports.com this game being heard, Bob, around the United States and around the world.
I guarantee you, with all the PNG fans, and it gathers a few more every week, we're going to have listeners wall to wall. And folks, it's going to sound like there's about 50,000 people in the Astrodome tonight. It's not really true. I'd say 25 to 30, but it's loud in here. And ought to be a terrific football game. The Indians are going to get the ball first. The winner plays Lamar probably we say next Friday night in the Astrodome.
Here's the approach and the kick. It'll be taken at the goal line, and we are underway. A return out to the 20-yard line, and the Indians come out on offense.
A lot of speed on this Brazosport team. That's the first thing Matt Burnett said when I talked to him down on the field tonight. He said they're very quick. He's concerned about their running game offensively. They run the stretch play with their tailback, who has had a tremendous year, Sherman Francis. But the first thing we're going to find out is what Brazosport can do defensively, how they line up, and they are going to come out on this first series of downs manned up with 8 in the box.
And Dustin Long back there. There's the fade, Bob West. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver that time for the Indians, Ryan Norton.
And Norton had about a step on the defender, and so it sounds like the PNG coaches are right that they are going to play man-to-man. Some of the time, anyway.
11:45 to play opening quarter. We are underway from the Dome. 2nd down and 10. A split backfield for the Indians. They go 2 receivers on the far side, 1 receiver near side, a split backfield. Here's Dustin, the 3-step, looking downfield. The catch in and out of the hands of Jonathan Lumley. The ball incomplete, and I'll tell you what, the Indians are coming out, Bob. They look a little bit nervous right now. There's a lot of excitement going out of here. This is, this is an action-packed game already.
Big game, and it was interesting. Brazosport changed their coverage, had 2 safeties that time in help. So apparently they're going to try to mix it up. I don't think they'll do anything Dustin Long has not seen. 3rd down play. You don't want to go 3 and out first time, so this is a big play for the Indians.
11:40 to play opening quarter. Here's Dustin, a straight drop. Now he rolls, throws on the run, catch is made, 1st down Indians, and a big play out near the 39-yard line. That was number 8, Joey Price.
Really a nice catch by Joey Price. He had to go up and get the football, and he did. Well done by Joey Price. I think we're going to maybe see a replay on this. Going to see Joey Price get up. Although PNG lining up quick, there we may not be able to get that replay. The Indians running with a quick offense.
Straight drop for Dustin. Looking downfield, looking for Price again in the territory of the Exporters. It's incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
And I like that strategy on Matt Burnett's part. Get a 1st down, come up, don't give the defense time to get set. Dustin threw a little high, so they've opened with 4 straight passes. Very aggressive on the Indians' part.
11:21 to play opening quarter. Bob, we've got sponsors we'll mention over the course of the broadcast. The Neyland Bulldogs, of course, will be in action tomorrow night at 8:30 against a highly touted Texas City team. But right now, business first. The Indians and the Exporters. 2nd down and 10, ball at the 39-yard line. Here's Dustin, option play, pitches at the last second. Here's Bo Wortham. Bo Wortham to the outside, speed to the outside up near the 49-yard line. They're going to see he ran out of the 48. He'll be about a yard short of a 1st down.
Nice job of setting the option up by Dustin Long, Jim. He made the defense commit. He held the ball as long as he could, pulled in the linebacker, tossed the ball. Bo able to turn the corner.
3rd down and 1. Big 3rd down on the opening drive here for the Indians. From the Astrodome. And Bob, trying to get started here in the Dome is sometimes a futile act.
They don't make it easy for you over here, do they?
No, they don't. Dustin Long.
In
fact, he'll call a timeout. Indians called timeout. He didn't like what he was looking at. Timeout on the field. 11:14 to play in the opening quarter. And it's the Indians and the Exporters scoreless. And again, Bob, this game live on tsrnsports.com. And what success we've had with our internet broadcast this year.
Jim, it's been tremendous. Every week, we get I get the emails. Didn't get quite as many as I had hoped to last week. Thought we would pick up some new listeners and hear from some folks that we hadn't heard from in the past on the emails, but that didn't really happen. But I've got a stack about a half-inch thick, and probably going to write that column about all the email responses. Probably going to do that in next Wednesday's Port Arthur News unless something changes. So you folks might want to watch for that. I've saved those emails up, and going to try to have a little fun with that next Wednesday and reflect on where all the listeners have come from across the country and into China.
Well, Jim Barton, along with Bob West, we've got Harold Mann down on the sideline. He'll be set and ready here in a little while. He'll be loaded for bear, and he's on the far sideline, the other side of the dome. The Indians are out in abundance tonight, as expected, but they're sitting on the opposite side of the field as opposed to last week.
Lots of purple over there all the way up to the 5th level. I guess, no, the 7th level.
Well, 3rd down, 1. Dustin Long, he'll keep it on an option. He's going to lunge forward for a first down. Good second effort there by Dustin.
The second effort got the first down, no question about it. Nice work by Dustin Long.
Let's get ready for Harold Mann. Let's see if he's ready for us.
It's never too early to take that first time out. That showed you the senior leadership of Dustin Long, Jim and Bob. He came up there 3rd and 1, looked over the defense, saw something he didn't like, called the timeout, came over, talked about it, 1st and 10 Indians.
He's right.
No, it is an excellent point. A younger quarterback might not have taken that timeout.
Well, Dustin Long over center, 3 receivers on the far side, first down Indians. Dustin on option. Well, he looks impressive. Give him 7 yards on the carry down to the 42-yard line of the Exporters.
Dustin Long just reading and taking what was there and moving up for about 8 yards on first down. This is a young Brazosport defense, Tim. They only have 1 senior, I believe. 3 seniors, 3 seniors, 7 juniors, and a sophomore in their starting lineup defensively. And that's a big task for a young defense to come out and defend an offense as balanced as this P&G offense is.
Well, Jonathan Lumley on one side, Justin Baxter, receiver near side, a split backfield, Bergeron and Wortham. Some movement on the line. Wortham's going to be hit, stays on his feet, fights to get back close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he did, didn't he? Good effort there by Bo.
Robert Johnson threw and had a clean shot deep in the backfield, and you're right, good effort by Bo Wortham to get back up along the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 2.
Well, Bo Wortham coming into the broadcast rushing. He has 816 yards and 15 touchdowns, but Bob, very impressive. He's got 6 yards every time he touches the football. That's impressive.
Well, he and Bergeron both have great per carry averages.
Well, 3rd down, 3. Big 3rd down. This time it's a pass. The catch is made. Bergeron with a first down. Stays on his feet. He'll get down to the 38-yard line.
Let's get a replay on that, Jim, and see Dustin Long read against the blitz. Now, they're coming with a hot blitz. Ball off to Bergeron. Quarterback for you. Picking up the blitz and unloading the football. Well, we may have a little problem there. We'll pick it up next time. But he was being blitzed. He read it, got rid of it. No substitute in a quarterback for experience. Of course, talent, of course.
Yeah.
But and this guy's one of the best.
Lumley, a receiver on one side. Again, a split backfield. Twins formation near side. Dustin Long, straight drop. Looking for a receiver to come open. He overshoots Price down to the 20-yard line.
Throw was a little high, and it had to be, Jim. The coverage was excellent. Nowhere to go with it, really. That time they had 2 safeties deep in the coverage. So they are changing up what they're doing defensively.
Bob, when you get to the 3rd round of the playoffs, there is no substitute for spirited play, experience. But I'll tell you what, 3rd round, Brazosport, this is going to be a tough opponent tonight.
Well, anybody that's 12-0, Jim, you don't get to be 12-0 if you're not really good. I mean, everybody's still playing is good.
They've beaten Bay City. They've beaten Friendswood twice. They're playing a pretty tough district for them of their own selves. Price in motion coming near side. Dustin Long pitches it. Wortham looking for the good freeing block. Was not there. Give him about 2 yards on the carry, bringing up a third down, calling about 7 yards.
And whatever happens, this has been a nice opening drive for the Indians, keyed by the big 3rd and 10 play with Joey Price going up, making the excellent catch, getting a fresh set of downs. The Indians have now had the ball 3.5 minutes.
Well, when Brazosport has the football, Bob, their modus operandi, hey, keep the football, ball control. They're going to try to keep it out of the hands of this Indian offense. So this is trying to take advantage of it. The Indians on this first drive, looking good.
Looking very good.
3rd down, 6. This time Dustin comes near side, throws on the run. Oh, in and out of the hands of Price. Bob, 4-down territory.
Well, let's see, 36. That's right on the line to go for it or not. It looks to me like they're going to go for it.
It appears they will. So
I think two things.
Go ahead.
I think 2 things here, Jim. One, Matt Burnett has tremendous confidence in Dustin Long and his offense. And number 2, he has a lot of confidence in his defense. So you can take this chance.
Everybody on their feet. Joey Price, receiver, coming near side in motion. Then he'll set. Dustin comes near side, looking downfield. Catch is going to be made, and a first down at the 25-yard line.
Let's see if we can get that. That is a nice catch. I mean, a really nice catch.
That was Ryan Norton, if I'm not mistaken.
By Ryan Norton. He looked it in. Okay, we're going to see it again, I hope.
Robert Johnson on the tackle for the Explorers. First down and 10 for the Indians.
Well, we got to get some bugs out.
Still struggling with the replay, but hey, we'll get there.
Hey. A split backfield. Price, receiver, coming near side. Here's Dustin. Here's the option play. He keeps it, but read very well by the defense.
Well, Jim, 2 big conversions now for the Indians. 3rd and 10 for their own 20. They convert that. 4th and 6 from the 36. They convert that. The drive continues. Very impressive.
Well, a 2nd down, 7 coming up. 7:27 to play in the opening quarter. A 58-yard drive so far for these Indians.
Gets frustrating to a defense, Jim, when they can't get the ball back.
7:12, the clock rolling. A 2nd down for Dustin, a multi-talented athlete. He can run, he can pass. The 3-step, looking on the fade route, wide. Oh, as a matter of fact, Price was open. I thought he had him for a moment.
And the defender comes up limping. Yeah, Dustin threw it a little long. Number 17, the defender, is going to leave the game limping. David Morris, who is a sophomore starting in the secondary, and he's limping off there. He may be idle for a while. So now the Indian coaches see a guy starter leaving the secondary limping. Do you go right at the guy that comes in to replace him?
3rd down, 7. And even 7 minutes to play opening quarter. Indians on a drive. First drive of the football game. He pitches. There's Bergeron looking for the block from Wortham. He's got it. He'll get down near the 15-yard line. And depending on the spot, he's very close to a first down.
Jim, I think he's about a half a yard short. It's close, but I don't believe he quite got there. Probably may have to have a measurement. Naturally, the chains are on the other side.
What a block by Wortham.
Yeah, and the backs at P&G do that. They block so well for each other, Bergeron and Wortham. And that's why the option works so well for them. Kind of crossed up Brazosport there. They're looking pass. They run the option. And we know it's 4-down territory now, so if they're a little short. It must really be close. And he got it.
First down, Indians.
First down, Neches-Groves.
Who was it?
It's off.
Well, a large Indian contingent here at the Dome, and I'll say this, a pretty good crowd from Brazosport as well.
Yeah, they've got a good turnout.
We've got a loud crowd here tonight. First down, Indians, 15-yard line. They're in the red zone. Will they convert? Dustin looking on the fade route, looking for Norton, in and out of his hands at the goal line.
About a foot too long.
Well, you've got speed on the corners. That's going to be a problem tonight, Bob.
No question. This will be one of the quicker teams, Brazosport, that the Indians have come up against. Like the way the game is being called offensively by Mike Long. He throws on first down. He runs the option on 3rd and 6. You never know what's coming, and that's the beauty of an offense, and we'll talk about a little later, that is almost evenly balanced in yards gained, rushing, and passing.
Well, Justin Baxter on one side. You've got a 3-receiver set. Here's a pitch. Bergeron with a stiff arm. He's going to be knocked down at the 15-yard line. Bob, holes that were open last week, hey, it's not there right now.
Well, there's no question. This is a much better football team they're playing tonight than Waller. And that's the best 2 back-to-back defensive plays for Brazosport. 3rd and 9. What will the Indians come up with? Got to think pass this time with this yardage.
Well, Wortham will be split to the near side, Bob, as a receiver. Lone setback Bergeron. 3rd down, 9 Indians. Looking for the corner. And it's Joey Price, touchdown.
Beautiful by Joey Price. I hope we're going to get to see that one again. Great throw, great catch. Dustin Long laid it up there soft. Joey Price went under it, stretched out. 6 points.
We'll see if we can see it.
Here it comes. See Dustin put some air under it this time. Gives Joey Price a chance to get there. Well done.
Now Joey Price gets to add the conversion. The extra point is up, and the extra point good. How about, Bob, an 80-yard drive opening up the ball game? I don't know how many plays. We'll figure it up in a moment, but an 80-yard drive capped off by a 15-yard pass from Dustin Long to Joey Price. Price's extra point conversion is good, 6:01, and they ate up a lot of clock. They lead 7-0.
Jim, that's about as crisp execution-wise as it gets on any level of football. To hold the ball that long, to have as many 3rd and 4th down conversions as they have. This has got to really be discouraging for Brazosport right off the bat, to just have the ball held on you, moved, and PNG comes up with one big play after another.
Well, I think this is going to be an accurate statement, Bob. Is this the best passing team that Brazosport has seen all year? I believe it is.
I would be shocked if it wasn't. I would be shocked if this isn't the best quarterback they've seen.
80-yard drive. Again, a 15-yard pass. Long to Price. Price's extra point is good. And just like that, the Indians lead 7-0. But, Bob, they may have 7, but they're going to have to work for these points tonight.
Well, that was obvious on that drive. It didn't come easy, but what is impressive is the execution. No mistakes, no penalties, all the big plays on 3rd and 4th down.
Here's the approach by Price. He kicks it low. It'll be taken at the 18-yard line. Good special teams needed here. You've got a very quick football team. A return up near the 31-yard line. So now we get to see the Indians on defense, and Bob, it has carried them a lot this year. The Indian defense that has really responded and rallied over the course of the year.
And Jim, the pressure right away on the Brazosport offense. They've watched, they've stood on the sidelines for what seems forever. They saw PNG go down and get a touchdown, and now the pressure is on them to move the ball and respond.
Here's a handoff. There's Francis, number 20, Bob, and we're going to see him all night long. He's a good one.
Francis rushed for 1,840 yards this year, leading rusher in District 24 4A. Did that on 220 carries, over 9 yards a carry, or right at 9 yards a carry. They will run him a lot.
Now let's go down to Harold Mann on the sideline.
On that first offensive play for Brazosport, you pretty much saw their game plan. Number 20, Shermack Francis. They want to keep the ball in his hands. They also want to play ball control, keep the ball out of the Indians' hands. But P&G kept it for 6 minutes on their first drive.
Harold Mann on the sideline, rolling as a quarterback, looking downfield. They've got some big receivers, Bob. That's one of the biggest ones right there.
6'5" and 6'7". That's Stephen Ozier going up, and they will throw the ball up and let him go up and get it. They also have a 6'5" receiver.
And that gets their crowd into it, to say the least.
Well, that's an impressive answer. Really looked like the P&G defender was in excellent position to make a play and just couldn't get it. Well, we're hold off on the replay, guys.
They're staying in an I formation. There's Francis. Francis is met, but he falls forward for about 2, maybe 3 on the carry. Well, for the Indians on defense, the ends are Mercer and Brignac. The tackles are Domain and Davis. Linebackers Lang, Clark, and Budwine. The other linebacker, Hanks. Corners are Baxter and Neeb. And the safety, Golke. Bob, a defense that will be tested tonight.
Jim, it's a heck of a weapon in high school football when you got a receiver 6'7" with good hands.
Here's Francis again. Francis down to the 6-yard line, and a 1st and goal for the Exporters.
Just a straight tailback stretch, their bread and butter play. And Jim, the way this is shaping up, we could have ourselves quite an offensive game here tonight.
I'm telling you. Quick snap. Francis strings to the outside. He's going to be tackled at the 5, and that was good. Number 21 on that tackle for the Indians, Bob West.
And that's Sean Lang up from a linebacker position for the Indians, playing it very well.
That'll bring up 2nd and goal, and what a stand this would be after that big play for the Indians to keep him out of the end zone.
Well, you figure they'll run the ball at least one more time, but with these big, tall receivers, you got to figure that there will be a jump ball play at some point. It's going to be difficult to stop that.
Staying in an I play action. Running to the outside, too much speed. A touchdown. Oh, there's a... What could the flag be right there, Bob?
Could be a face mask.
Oh,
wow.
That really, and truly helps the Indians.
Let's see if we can get another look at that play, guys, and see what happens, because I think I saw where the hole was too. If we get another look at it, he was going to score. He didn't need any help. Okay, it's going to be on number 76, I guarantee you. That's Javier Gonzalez, and he was holding Justin Mercer.
From the spot of the foul, which is at the goal line.
From the spot of the foul, that...
How often do you see a 10-yard penalty that takes you to the 10-yard line?
Really?
Jim, these guys are going to be hard to handle defensively.
Yes, they
are.
are.
See that.
They've got speed, and more speed.
Here's the jump ball.
Boy, that was defended about as well as it could be by number 20 that time, Thomas Baxter.
And Thomas Baxter got a great bump and knocked the receiver. That's the big 6'7" kid, Ozier, knocked him off his route. And that's about the only hope that Baxter has against a kid that tall.
From the 11.
Well, tonight's game brought to you in part by Superior Tire and Service, the Lamar State College of Port Arthur, McFerrin Insurance, and he says hello to his daughters, who's Summer Swartner, a senior, Indianette. Also by Powerhouse Services, Pat Parrish and Jackie Williams, and we'll be telling you more over the course of the broadcast. 3rd down and 11. Big play. He decides to run. Outstanding athletic ability. A fumble on the play. But is it recovered by the Indians? Yes, it is.
Let's see if we can get a replay on that, see who got the ball.
And I would say they dodged the bullet.
The 1st and 10 for Neches-Groves from their own 8-yard line.
Well, the Indians take over 1st and 10 from the 8-yard line, and they dodged a big bullet.
Never could figure out who came up with the ball, Jim, but the main thing is the Indians got it. That's big.
Dustin Long over center. What a time to get some yards now, burn some clock. Little Jeff Bergeron to the outside. Shows some speed of his own. But I'll tell you what, he only gets to the 9-yard line, gain of 1.
They closed in a hurry. You talk about really dodging a bullet, Jim. You get a holding call when Brazosport is getting ready to score, and then you get a turnover. I don't know whether Brazosport would have gone for 3 on 4th down or thrown that jump ball pass again, but the good news is they don't get any points on the board. The Indians have the ball back. And with Dustin Long, they'll throw the ball from anywhere on the field.
Well, 2 minutes and 58 seconds to play opening quarter. A split backfield for Dustin. Some stunning by the defense, and I believe they were all sides.
I think P&G may have flinched, Jim. We'll see. We know it's one or the other.
Illegal procedure against the offense.
Illegal procedure against the Indians.
Somewhere, I believe, on the left-hand side of the offensive line. Now, this is tough going down here. You're backed up inside your 5-yard line. Again, they trust Dustin Long implicitly. I would not be surprised to see him throw.
2nd down, 13. They need some yards. Dustin, a lot of time. Looking downfield. I'll tell you what, the intended receiver was Price, but Bob, it's going to be tough on those patterns. They have speed on the corners, as we've talked about already.
The coverage was good. The other thing that was good, Jim, P&G's offensive line really gave Dustin Long some time back there in the end zone.
And let's go back down to Harold Mann on the sideline.
As you can see, P&G trying to take advantage of the one-on-one deficiencies in the secondary. They're picking on the corners. They're going to be doing that all night long. Hopefully they'll strike it big. And guys, one other thing you may not have noticed, following that turnover, you saw all the Indians jumping up and down and celebrating. Matt Burnett was as well. Both hands extending in the air.
All right, 3rd down, 13. We apologize for the technical difficulties, but a flag down, and the play clock, Bob, has run out.
Play of the game. That's going to move back to the 2. And Jim, the Indians have converted every 3rd or 4th down they've come to. When they had to make a play, they've made it. This is it's a little bit of a reach here, 3rd and about 16 from the 2, and you really don't want to have to punt the ball from back here because you're going to give up tremendous field position.
3rd down, 15. They've got to get near the 18-yard line. Dustin with plenty of time. He's got his receiver short, Joey Price, up near the 17-yard line. They're going to be short of a 1st down, but gives them a little bit of breathing room. I didn't realize how close he really was to a 1st down.
He got spun around. He almost backed up to the 1st down line, but still got some precious room for Long to kick it out of there.
Well, it's not that Dustin Long needs to prove his value, but I'll tell you what, from a punting perspective here, he needs a good one. Here comes a pressure. Matter of fact, it forced his punt. Rolls out of bounds. He nearly got that one blocked.
Yes, he did.
The Exporters have great field position, 35-yard line.
And what you have to look at this is if you're P&G, you dodged the bullet the last time, and that's the reason you were in such bad field position. So you take your chances and make them earn it. 35 is great starting field position, but that's better than the game being 7-7. 35-yard line.
35-yard line. The Exporters with a first down. They are dangerous. They don't pass the ball a lot, but they go to those big receivers on the outside. But their man is Francis. There he is right there. He's got a big gain down to the 15-yard line. Bob, over 1,800 yards coming in over the course of the season, and he's had a big year.
And last year, Jimmy rushed for 1,138. So in the last 2 years, and with what he's had tonight, he's rushed for over 3,000 yards.
Impressive. Early on, the Indians in the first quarter have 94 total yards. The Exporters with 69. Indians with 6 first downs. The Exporters with 2. As we're under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. They're going to go back to Francis again. The defense knows it, Bob. They're going to be looking for him, but that young man is so talented, sometimes there's nothing you can do.
No, and he's going to make some plays. I mean, he didn't gain all those yardages with 2 and 3 yards. He's going to have some good plays. Jared Hanks in, I believe, to lead the Indian defense on that stop.
Well, 1:19, the clock moving. First down, Exporters. Francis again. He's going to be shoestring tackled. I can't see who made the tackle. Looks like number 82. One of those in that time. That was Michael Brignac.
That's who it was, Brignac. Inside 1 minute here in the opening quarter, Port Neches-Groves leading 7-0 thanks to a brilliant opening offensive drive.
Well, we knew it was going to be difficult coming in. And so far it is. Indians with a brilliant opening drive, capped off by a 15-yard touchdown pass. Option play, read by the defense. He needs to get down near the 12-yard line. They're going to say his forward motion got him down just inside the 16-yard line, setting up a third down, call it 3.
C.J. Blyer up there leading the wave of Indian tacklers. That will probably be the last play of the first quarter. Doesn't look like Brazosport's in any hurry, and the play clock's at 22. Time clock's at 8, so that's going to be it.
Well, the clock winds on down. It's broadcast on Time Warner Channel 7 and also being heard on TSRNsports.com. The United States and around the world. We've had a great year. We've talked about it on the internet, and we're looking forward to the years to come. My hat's off to Texan.net, along with Lynn Michaels, for all their great cooperation this year, and it has been really appreciated. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Dickerson Exxon, Mid-Jefferson Hospital, along with the Fitness and Sports Medicine Institute of Southeast Texas. The Mid-County Teachers Credit Union, another business that has stepped up over the last several weeks. We appreciate their help. The Museum of the Gulf Coast, Bob West, they've been there all year.
The museum and Lamar State College of Port Arthur, and I believe Superior Tire and McFerrin Insurance have been with us from the very first telecast. And folks, you don't know what that means to have those kind of people with you week in and week out. They are really digging deep to make all this possible.
Well, the local market basket store stepped in late, but they're still with us, and we appreciate it. C.A. Turner Construction, Jim McVeigh over there, and Rick's Auto Body Excellence, our player of the game sponsor, and he's been there all year long.
Yes, he has.
Well, we move to the second quarter. First down, well, let's see. Third down coming up here for the Exporters. Third down and a long 3.
There should be a motion penalty, and there's going to be on Brazosport.
Well, anytime they want to self-destruct in the red zone, they're welcome to do so.
Well, that makes it a little more difficult now. You back up to 3rd and 9. They were going to throw there, and you know that they'll have to throw this time. And again, bear in mind they have a 6'7" receiver and a 6'5" receiver. And if there's a slam dunk contest tonight, they're going to win it.
A team loaded with athletes. 3rd down 9. As we always invite you at halftime, don't go away. On the internet and on our Time Warner Channel 7 telecast. Halftime coming up. There's Francis on the carry inside the 15. It looks to be, Bob, just short of a first down.
Yeah, let's give credit to Thomas Baxter and Sean Lang in there because it looked like the play was going to break clean for the first down. And I believe they're sending their field goal unit here in on fourth and really just a long one. I'm a little bit surprised at this, Jim.
Yeah, I am too. When you get an 1,800-yard back in the backfield.
And they have a great kicker, Jim. This kid, Michael Swansea's kicked 11 field goals this year, so they look at this as money in the bank, but still, that's we're just talking about a yard.
The hold is good. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. The Indians have dodged 2 bullets so far. Right now, Bob, these Indians need to get a drive going. How about that?
Well, I tell you what, Jim, they say you're a second guesser, but we first guessed on that. I thought that was a poor decision, and now it really comes back to bite you when you miss the field goal.
Well, the exporter's under direction of Fred Bolton. He has some golden triangle ties.
Fred spent a lot of time at Bridge City. Fred's a good guy and an excellent football coach. I still think you made a bad call there, Fred. That's twice inside the 20-yard line with no points. Can't afford to do that against a team like Port Neches-Groves.
Wortham and Bergeron in the backfield. Dustin has struggled early, but we got a lot of football left. There's little Jeff Bergeron still on his feet. Give him about 5 yards on the carry to the 25-yard line.
But Jim, if the Indians can put together another time-consuming drive, the pressure will really begin to mount on Brazosport. They've got to be a little frustration factor now. Been down in there twice and haven't been able to put it in.
6 on the play. Second down and 4 on the 26.
Second down, 4, 26-yard line. Here's Dustin. Boy, I'll tell you what, the timing not there right now. Bergeron had some time. Dustin struggling early on.
Dustin Long unhappy with himself there. He had a guy open and he missed him. They had some pressure coming from the outside, and Dustin just rushed his throw a little bit.
That was a heck of a play call.
We're going to get another look at it here, and just a little high. Dustin Long would like to have that ball back.
Well, third down, 4. Bergeron, Wortham in the backfield. It's going to be a keeper by Long. He's got some
Look
room.
at this.
Dustin Long, can they run him down?
Look at this guy's speed.
Well, he was run down from behind by Speed himself, but give a big gain inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line, and a saving tackle by Howie Jackson.
But Jim, it took him a long time to run. Let's got to see that again, guys. Dustin Long starts right, cuts back left, and it takes a while for number 3 to close the ground here. Okay, here we go.
Here's our replay.
Come right, look at this. He sees daylight back to his left, makes a wonderful cut. And now the foot race is on, and Long holds his ground for a while. Good quickness.
Bob, they need to punch it in. They need to punch it in. Dustin Long collects his breath. There's Bo Wortham. Bo Wortham down to the net by the 6-yard line. Hey, great blocking on that offensive line. Let's talk about that offensive line. It starts with a center, Brent Powers, guards, Crochet, Adams, tackles, and Temple, and Hopper.
It's a great line surge that time, Jim, and Jeff Bergeron leading the way. He was right there with Wortham.
Well, second down, less than a yard. Lone setback is Bergeron. They believe they'll put Wortham, receiver to the far side. Price, receiver near side. Boy, Long on that option. He's tough. He gets a first down inside the 5-yard line.
Got what was there and protected the football. I really, you watch for things like that. He didn't try to make a hero play. Got what was available to him, tucked the football in, and went down, and a fresh set of downs for Dustin Long.
And the clock winds, 9:08. I'll feel a little bit better, Bob, with the game 14-0. But, hey, this team is dangerous. They're playing.
Well, they are dangerous, but the pressure's going to mount on them now.
Dustin Long from the 3-yard line. Here's Wortham. He's going to fight down to the 2-yard line, and he didn't go anywhere.
No, good defense that time. Nowhere to go. And I agree with you, Jim. It's important for the Indians to go ahead and put the ball in the end zone here. You feel like they got a sure 3 with Joey Price, but we saw earlier in the game, nothing's guaranteed until it's on the board. Brazosport looked like it had a touchdown, got it called back, fumbled the ball, missed a field goal a little later, so you can't count those touchdowns before they're on the board.
This time the Indians split their backfield. Dustin will keep it. He'll fight down to the goal line, and he gets in for a touchdown.
And let's see that one again. And this Dustin Long can not only throw, he can run, and he's strong. He just put his head down and forced his way into the end zone, and it's 13-0 Indians.
And here we go on the replay. Dustin Long. A lot of composure.
And it looked like he was down at the 2, and he just strength.
Bob, he lowered his shoulder, let his legs do the work. Joey Price with a high extra point. It's up, and it is good. No good.
No good.
He
Wide.
missed the extra point. Like you said, Bob, kicks are not a given tonight for some reason or another.
Well, you don't ever like to see. Joey Price has been Mr. Reliable this year, and you don't ever like to miss a point. But it looked good from here. He must have just been a fraction wide. But 13 big points on the board for the Indians.
We'll take them.
And, Jim, I think the thing you got to say is Brazosport has not shown an ability to shut down the Indian defense. And all of that was running the football that time. They're so pass conscious right now. The run is there, and that's what Mike Long took.
Yeah.
And Dustin Long and some great play in the offensive line made it work.
Would like to mention that tonight's game brought to you in part by Southern Union Gas, Greg Powell, East Tex Lube, hey, all the Hardys, right over on Magnolia in Port Neches, and Tate & Company Collision Repair, also a business, Bob, that's been with us over the course of the season. Bob Costello Realtors, Biff Burris, thanks to them.
Jim, I think an obvious point to make about all these sponsors, P&G keeps winning, Nederland keeps winning. Some folks are really having to dig deep into their pockets, and we're picking up some help every week, and we're going to need more help because we're going to assume we're going to be back here next week.
We could very well be, but hey, that's a good problem right now, Bob. 10-yard line. Flags flying.
Going to be a clip. It'll be a clip or a block in the back on Brazosport at about the 25, and Brazosport going to start in a big hole again.
Well, what Brazosport has found out already, Bob, this is the best team they've taken on in some time.
Yep, don't think that's any surprise to us.
10 yards.
Jim, I tell you one of the things about Port Neches-Groves, and it has to happen if you're going to have success in the playoffs. They're a team since the West Orange game that has gotten better and better and better. We see it every week. And they are a really, really good football team right now.
Bob, so far in the playoffs, not just the playoffs, but since that West Orange game, a turnover-free team. They've been executing so well. They don't beat themselves. Here's Francis to the outside. He's not going anywhere. Well, that's your old friend there, Bob Wells.
Trace Budwine. Been waiting to call him out tonight.
And, Bob, how about the all-district team that came out this week in the Port Arthur News?
Well, lots of Indians, lots of Nederland Bulldogs on that offensive team. Of course, there will be another team, a coach's all-district team, but we feel like that making ours is pretty special because we just have two teams, and we'll run down the Indians that are on the team here in a minute.
Here's Rollo. Here's the pressure. I'll tell you what, they did a good job of staying with the quarterback. They didn't bite on that pump, did they?
No, and you give the secondary credit. Nothing open. The quarterback has to pull it down. Again, you're dealing with a sophomore quarterback. And how unusual is it for a sophomore to be quarterbacking a team this deep into the playoffs? Of course, Dustin Long was a sophomore quarterback in a great one.
The Indians lead 13-0. The Indians with 174 total yards thus far. The Exporters with 98. Indians 9 first downs. The Exporters 4.
And Jim, I take that back about the quarterback. They've got their junior quarterback in now.
Bob, this team's only thrown for about 700 yards over the course of the entire season. And it looks like they want to pass the ball a little bit more this afternoon.
Yeah, they've gotten away from their running game awfully quick. That's their bread and butter. This quarterback, Jim, number 9 for Brazosport, Torek Goins, broke his hand early in the year. In fact, I think it was first game. And they had to go with a sophomore, and they're working him back in tonight. Just kind of like a deal with Dan Marino yesterday, where you've been out a while, you may not come back too sharp.
Here's the punt, end over end. It'll be taken by Neeb at the 46-yard line of the Indians. Stays on his feet down to the, could that be a clip?
I think so.
Might be on Bo Wortham.
Trying to help out, and he just probably didn't get his head in front on the block. Still going to be good field position. Would have been great field position. The Indians were going to be at the Brazosport 45.
Bob, the Indians go down, score a touchdown right now, and the Exporters in trouble.
Yeah. See, a team that's 12-0, probably not been behind very many times, and it's certainly, I would think, very rare if they've been 2 touchdowns behind.
Well, Bob, in the playoffs, they've beaten Friendswood 34-17 and C.E. King 30-9, so the playoffs have not been a problem.
No, they've been on a pretty good roll. I would almost bet they've not been 2 touchdowns behind all year, and certainly not 3.
Well, Wortham and Bergeron in the backfield. The ball back to the 32-yard line. Here's Bergeron. There's a burst of speed by Little Jeff out near the 50 down to the 48-yard line.
Little trap, and they really made it work. Let's see if we can get another look at that. Watch the blocking inside. Watch the trapping action.
The flag on the field.
Look at the hole. Flag down, though, Jim. May come back. And they're setting the chain, so it must be some kind of post-possession foul.
Flags flew late because during the run I looked for flags, none flying. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Indians. But it will be marked off from the spot. The ball will be back to the 36-yard line.
Problem is, Jim, post-possession unsportsmanlike conduct, you're looking at 1st and 25.
Yeah.
Not so bad if you're 1st and 10 back there. And this is a knockout blow possession for the Indians. Well, wait a minute. Now they're going to bring the chains back and make it 1st and 10. That's much better.
That'll work. Well, we just start all over. How about that? 1st down 10. Ball at the 36-yard line. Here's Dustin Long. He'll keep it. Give him 2. That's it.
And, Jim, the success the P&G running game is having now, I'm looking down there and seeing those red shirts creeping up closer and closer to the line of scrimmage. There were 9 in the box that time. And it's just a matter of time till Dustin Long hits them deep. He'll get the right defense for the right call, and he'll burn them deep.
Well, the Lamar Cougars await the winner of this game.
Now they got 2 safeties deep. A little different situation now. They're expecting pass.
2nd down 8. Here comes the pass. Here's Dustin. He's got a receiver open up near the 45-yard line, about a yard short of a 1st down. That helps.
Third and short, and with the Indians, you really don't know. You could run Bergeron or Wortham inside or outside. Dustin Long could keep, or they could throw. And the defense has that same guess to make, and it's just just says so much about how versatile this Indian offense is. Very difficult for a defense to contend with.
You notice Dustin beginning to find his mark. Third down 1. Here's Little Jeff. Little Jeff, he'll get a first down, but not much more. But that's all he needed.
He got what he needed. That's what counts. Looked like there was going to be more there, but good play in the secondary. Looked like number 34 over there for Brazosport, Willie Lewis. No, I take it back. Dominic Calhoun.
And Bob, the Indians continue to burn clock. We're down to 4 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the opening half. A quick-moving first half.
Sure like to see him take it down and put it in the end zone on this possession, Jim.
Here's Dustin, straight drop. Looking downfield, almost intercepted. Intended receiver was Ryan Norton, but that defended well.
Wasn't much there, and they had a lot of pressure on Dustin Long that time.
Bob, you go almost see it right now that Dustin is just a play away. They're close to getting some big plays already.
Yeah, I was happy to see him throw on first down. I thought that was the opportunity to make the big play. Didn't happen. Brazosport got good pressure on him.
Well, Ryan Norton, receiver on the far side. Lumley, a receiver near side. Here's Dustin.
Get on it, Jeff.
Jeff just picks it up, and he did the mature thing, not making matters any worse, but that really hurts the drive quite a bit.
See a replay on that one if we can. Look how quick Brazosport gets penetration up the middle, makes Dustin Long really pitch the ball before he wanted to, I think. Pitched it a little hard. It was a hard ball to handle for Bergeron.
There's the pressure.
See, he's off his feet. Good play by Jeff Bergeron just to keep the football. Don't give him anything cheap.
Well, now it's third down 19. A split backfield, 2 receivers, one far, one near.
Pressure.
Boy, Dustin's under pressure. Throws it downfield, intercepted.
That was a mistake.
That's a momentum changer right there, Bob West.
That's one of the few times, and I mean one of the very few times that I've seen Dustin Long make a bad decision. Should have taken his loss or just thrown it away. We're going to get a replay on this, I think. He's off balance, has nowhere to go with it. Tries to throw the ball sidearm. Right there, he's got so much better to just take your loss, punt it out of there.
That's a momentum changer early on. There's Francis, and boy, he had nowhere to go. Great defense. Well, Bob, the Indians right now taking away the run.
Doing a heck of a job with that. They really are. And that's 2 standbys of that defense. Cody Clark and Trace Budwine up there to put the clamps on.
The Indians on defense, again, ends are Brignac and Mercer. Tackles are Domain and Davis. Linebackers are Hanks, Budwine, Clark, and Lang. Corners are Baxter and Neeb, and the safety Golke. Here comes the pressure. Bob, they're just not a passing team, you can tell.
That was the sophomore quarterback back in there that time, and looked really awkward with it. Brandon Burks throwing the football. Looked like it hit the receiver in the helmet.
Well, a big third down with 2 minutes and 25 seconds to play opening half.
I think this is a critical series for Brazosport to get back in the football game. They come away from this one without any points, and they're going to. It's not going to be a good situation for them.
Well, 3rd down, 10. Looking downfield, out of bounds on the fade pattern, defended well by Jeremy Neeb.
Yeah, Jermaine Johnson had a step, but he overthrew him. We'll see if we're going to see the kicker now.
I don't think so. 4 down territory here. Trailing 13-0, be a pretty long field goal. We'll see, though.
Well, I don't know the kicker's leg strength, but if you go for a field goal on 4th and 1, looks to me like they're going to call a timeout and talk it over. It would be a 42-yarder. 4th and 10, a heck of a lot tougher conversion in 4th and 1.
Well, Bob, tonight's game brought to you in part by Smitty's All Cloth Car Wash. Brett Smith, you remember the phone call we got from Brett that time, and he wanted to help again this week.
Well, Brett's one of those dyed-in-the-wool Indian people.
Yes, he
Went
is.
to school there, played there.
Also by Jeffrey Price, a doctor of veterinary medicine over on Twin City Highway, and happens to be Joey Price's dad. How about that?
And you know that's got to be one proud dad.
Yeah, you better believe it. The Groves Chamber of Commerce. And how about this one, Bob West? R&R Auto Sales, Ed and Coleman Roddy.
Big R jumped on this week, huh?
Big R is here.
All right, Ed.
Locations in Nederland and Port Arthur. And Bob, you can and I can both speak personally about these guys. Hey, they've been there. They do a great job in selling those cars, and they stand behind what they sell, and they're just great guys.
Absolutely. I bought it. I'd have to go back and count it up, at least a dozen cars, probably more, for me, my sons, my wife. Done a lot of business with Ed Roddy over at R&R.
A lot of people don't know about Coleman Roddy. I guess a lot of people do, but just reminding of folks, one of the greatest car racers we've ever had.
He's featured in the Museum of the Gulf Coast for his racing accomplishments.
Tonight's game also sponsored in part by Pernet Communications. Chris Peterman that is, our webcast sponsor. Chris Peterman over at Pernet Communications.
The jump ball.
Oh, could that been defended any better?
Double coverage, and that's Jared Hanks, I believe.
There is a flag down.
They're going to call interference. Look, we got to see a replay on that. I don't.
It's going to be a hold on PNG.
Oh, you talk about a saving call. I was turned around and didn't get to see the replay there.
Well, I'm hoping our angle will pick it up.
And that's going to be a first down penalty. You talk about a break for Brazosport.
Automatic first down. First and 10, the extra.
Well, needless to say, it's a first down, like it or not. Here's Francis. Was that a big call or what?
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a huge call. Of course, the Brazosport people would probably come back and say, hey, we had one in the end zone that got called back. So maybe that kind of stuff evens out. But the circumstances here in the last few minutes of the first half really changed the game. It really started with the clip on the punt. Then PNG breaks a big play and gets that call back for 15. And winds up with the pass interception.
Francis will get in for a touchdown, and the Brazosport Exporters are back in the game.
Well, he just went up and over the top. Go. Let's see a replay here. Well, we're going to.
Yeah,
just
he went
up
over the
and
top.
over.
The extra point pending. It's up. It's good. But I'll tell you what, Bob, 1 minute and 49 seconds left. We've seen Dustin Long do things a lot quicker than that.
Many times. Many times.
Well, we have seen firsthand a momentum changer in this football game.
Well, Brazosport definitely back in the football game now. At one point, it looked like PNG was so close to really taking control. Then the turnover, then the costly 4th and 10 penalty. And now it's 13-7 in anybody's football game.
I wonder how deep they'll want to kick the football.
Well, I think you got to kick it deep and trust your coverage team. And on the opening kickoff of the game, this is a team with a lot of speed. They got down well under the kickoff.
Bo Wortham back.
Number 20, Thomas Baxter. Number 24.
Along with Thomas Baxter. In fact, you've got 3 standing back at the goal line. Jeff Bergeron, another one of those. And boy, you've over the course of his short career here at PNG, he's had some big kickoff returns.
Yes, he has. He's dangerous. Always subject to giving you great field position.
Again, a lot of time for Dustin Long. The Indians lead 13-7. We've seen him work a lot quicker than this. The exporter contingent, they are back in it. They can fill it. I believe Bergeron's going to get a chance. Let's see what he can do.
Oh, my goodness. Holy cow.
Well,
is that scary or what? Wow. Wow.
I'm not going to comment, Bob. It literally took my breath away for a moment.
Adding a little excitement here on the kickoff. Let's see. I think we're going to get to see it again. And he stumbled coming out. Well, he stayed with it. He was thinking, I better get this football back. I don't want to have to go to the bench.
Well, a minute and 42. 82 yards between to the goal line for these Indians. Here's little Jeff Bergeron. He's not going anywhere. Stopped at the line.
Well, now you got the emotion and the momentum back on Brazosport's side. Going to no huddle here. Going to run a quick play.
I still think we can move the football on the team, Bob. I feel good about the second half.
I think, I think that's the case.
Here's Dustin, straight drop. He's got plenty of time. He's got Joey Price wide open. Joey Price is going to be upended at the 47-yard line. They've got to talk about timeouts now. They've got 2 left.
Well, you get a clock stop on a first down, so the Indians will be ready to run the play, or close to ready, before they get the chain set, I think. Now Price is going off the field limping, and that's not good. They do take a timeout.
Boy, Dustin can
Let's
make
get
it
a look
happen
at
in a
that
hurry.
one. This is the best ball that Dustin Long has thrown tonight, right down the middle. All right, straight drop.
He's got him on the deep slant, Bob West.
That was a missile. I mean, that was smoking. It left a vapor trail.
That looked like Aikman's pass to Harper several years back in Candlestick Park, doesn't it?
Yep. Any of several of Aikman's passes.
Yeah,
He
you better
zipped
believe
some
it.
good ones yesterday. Well, I say yesterday. By the time the telecast is on, it'll be 2 days away. So the Indians, as you mentioned, Jim, in a 2-minute situation, we have seen it so many times. They always have a chance to score with Dustin Long pulling the trigger.
Well, first down for the Indians. Wortham, Bergeron in the backfield. Price, receiver in motion, going far side.
Blitz.
Looking downfield. Looking for Wortham. He's wide open.
Defender fell down.
Boy, Wortham staying on his feet. Determination down to the 10-yard line.
Get the replay ready, guys. You're going to see the defensive back fall down while the ball's in the air. Hit that replay, because they're probably going to line up fast and run a play. Yeah, we better not do it. We better not do it. They're going to run a play too quick.
He may just down the football. No, he's got plenty of time. We'll hold that replay. We'll come back to it.
Hang on to that one. Do want to see that in a minute if we can.
Well, the clock moving now, 58 seconds. Can they convert this close? Here's the fade route. Oh, looking for Thomas. Oh, make that for Justin Baxter, I believe. No, that was Ryan Norton, the intended receiver. Dustin throws that fade so well.
Yes, he does. He gets enough air under to give the receiver a chance. And I thought the defensive back maybe had it. Okay, let's see it.
This is our previous play. Now
watch the defensive back fall down right there. And Well, Wortham angles back in, gets him about 10 extra yards, and the Indians are knocking on the door.
It's important to come out with points. I'll even take a field goal here.
Yeah, with the missed extra point looming large right now, you bet. If they don't get it in the next 2 plays, they'll take the field goal.
Here's Dustin. Throwing to the end zone. Overshot Price.
Missed an open receiver there.
Wide open.
Rushed just a little bit. Had some people around him.
They'll talk it over on 3rd down. Boy, it's hard to miss that play right there. We needed it.
Yeah, you'll take the field goal like you said, but this is such a great shot now to deliver a demoralizing blow right here at the end of the half.
Well, 3rd down. They've got to get down near the goal line. Lone setback is Bergeron.
They're coming.
Here's Dustin. He's doing it again. It's going to be incomplete, almost intercepted. Now Joey Price. I'll take a field goal any way you look at it.
Yeah, they need to get off that 6-point lead.
Hey, a great drive. Let's give credit where credit is due here. A great drive.
2 big pass plays to Wortham and Price.
Not going to be an easy field goal, Bob. It's going to be from the near hash marks.
I think a soccer-style kicker would rather be on the other hash mark on the far side.
It's going to be blocked.
Oh, my God. That may be a touchdown. Oh.
They dodged the bullet there.
Let's get a replay on that one, guys. Looked like they had trouble handling the snap. And an opportunity missed. Okay, we're gonna see it here.
Yeah.
This really, the play really slow developing. Can't take that long to get a kick off, and boy, that one hurts.
Well, how aggressive will the Exporters be here?
I look for them to run out the clock. Well, no, they're going to throw.
Setting the screen. Francis is so dangerous, they're going to him. He does a good job.
Well, that's a safe call, hoping to pop it for 20, 25 yards.
And the Exporters take time out. Our broadcast on tsrnsports.com. Hope you're enjoying our internet broadcast. A lot of Indian fans, Bob, all around the United States and some around the world.
Yeah, and any of you out there who have not emailed me, want to hear from some new people tonight now. So email me at rdwest, all lowercase, rdwest@usa.net. We want to know who you are, where you are, how you found out about the broadcast, and if you're enjoying it. And I got to think you are right now. The Indians leading 13-7.
Well, the Indians with 267 total yards. The Exporters with 116. The Indians 13 first downs. The Exporters 7. Indians leading on the scoreboard 13-7, but this lead could have been bigger.
No question about that. P&G really had the upper hand most of the game. But football is fickle. Ball bounces strange sometimes. Brazosport has dodged a bullet or two.
Second down 7. Here's Francis. Francis is so quick.
That's a little scary.
They're going to have to call a timeout with 9 seconds.
Well, we don't know the range of their kicker, Jim. They're going to spike the ball, I believe. Well, no, they're going to take the timeout.
Bob, if they don't go deep, they may not get off another play.
Well, they got a chance for 2 plays. They have 1 timeout left, I believe.
But Bob, if it's in play, do they have 1 timeout left? Yeah, they do.
They're still showing 1 on the board. Well,
no, they don't. Not anymore.
No, they just took. Okay, they have no timeout. So I know. throw some kind of a sideline route, complete the ball in the field of play, you're probably not going to get another one off. They would certainly like to add at least 3 more.
When you got a 6-7 and 6-5 split ends, why don't you just go to the end zone?
Well, you could throw it up in the end zone, take your chance. If you don't complete it, you might get a call.
30-yard gain by Francis on the play.
Continuing on the Port Arthur News Friday night experience, Jim Barton along with Bob West, Harold Mann down on the sideline. They go 3 receivers. Indians are playing back. Defended very well back there, Bob West.
4 seconds left.
They're going to try their field goal here. I'll say this for them, it's going to be a long one.
Thomas Baxter doing a good job staying behind the receiver.
Michael Swansea in to attempt the field goal.
Well, I wish him the best of luck. It's going to be a long one, Bob.
About 49 yards, maybe 50, depending on where they sit it down.
Bob, will they fake it? Stephen Ozier?
No, I don't think so. I don't.
We'll find out what kind of leg this young man has. He's got the leg, but it's going to be wide left.
Don't believe it would have been long. It was close. It was close.
A decent leg. The half comes to a close. The Indians with 267 total yards. They lead 13-7. But Bob, going into halftime, we have a ball game.
No question. It is certainly anybody's game to win. I think the key in the second half will be whether Brazosport is able to get a handle on this P&G offense that continues to move the ball.
And Bob West continuing on for a moment on TSRNsports.com with the halftime bands coming our way. This just a game, Bob, that momentum can change in a hurry.
Well, we've seen it so many times during the year, Jim. A turnover, a costly penalty. You think one team's got the game under control. All of a sudden, it's really not under control. The momentum changes. It really looked like P&G was on the way to taking total control of the football game, and then 2 15-yard penalties and an interception, followed by another penalty, got Brazosport back in it.
Well, we now surrender for the halftime bands. Both of them coming your way on TSRNsports.com along with Time Warner Channel 7. Sit back, enjoy. Hey, a great performance is coming right up.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with particular pleasure and profound pride we present the purple and white Fort Neches-Groves Indian Band and Indianettes, 1999. Forming groups under the field leadership of Drum Major Clint Carr, Assistant Drum Majors Molly Carter and Jessica Jacob. As the marching band and Indianettes now combine to perform marching drill, music from Star Wars, Episode 1. Special arrangement by Fred Turner. BNG, come on, Nick. Now the Indian front line will move to center stage for our halftime performance. The twirling routine to Johnny's Mambo. Andy Twirler, 99. Stephanie Angel. Courtney Kimball. Brandy DeStefano. Kelly Johnson. Tony Lithicum. Allison Collier. Heather Durham. Laura Sampson. Brittany Champagne. Terry Harlow. Alicia Carr. The Indian Twirlers in performance. Now the Indians will move into center stage, performing a novelty routine, and the music, La Bamba. Indian officers for 1999. Joellen Simpson. Randy Simpson. Katie Weldon. Emily Drake. Captain Michelle Bryant. Amber Graham. Natalie Byrne. Aaron LeBlanc. Sarah Phillips. The Indians performing La Bamba. The Indian team line of the week is Katie Weldon's team line. Senior Indian of the Week is Summer Llewellyn. Junior Indian of the Week, Chesney Benson. Purple on purple and white on white, so you gotta believe it's a beautiful sight. The Indian band and Indianettes move into the traditional marching line. And the music, Cherokee, the Indian pipe song. Indian band directors, Carl Wattenville and Fred Turner. Indianet directors, Matt Turner and Dennis LaRue. Corner sponsor, Diane May. Properties consultant, Tricia Andrews. The Indian Spirit of 99, Chris Stroud. Ladies and gentlemen, we sincerely appreciate the opportunity of performing for you at halftime. We hope you enjoyed the Indian halftime performance.
Tours is P&G proud. Come see our new buses and take a winning trip to anywhere you want to go. Window shades, fold-away armrests, stereo, and 6 TVs are a few of the new features. Charter our coaches and plan your own trip or ride with us in style on an escorted tour. From Disney World to Disneyland, coast to coast, we have the best times. We've been making friends and sharing vacations for over 20 years. Call for information or a tour book. See us in the Golden Triangle Yellow Pages.
Bud Wilkinson, the legendary coach of the Oklahoma Sooners, once said about football, "Football is 22 men on a field desperately in need of rest, and thousands of people in the stands desperately in need of exercise." You know, the same is true about church life today. There are a lot of folks wanting to sit in the stands and not get involved in the game. I want to encourage you to become a part of a church family somewhere and get involved in the living of life today to its fullest. If you don't have a church home, feel free to come and worship with us at Central Baptist Church. Now let's go watch the rest of the game.
The Museum of the Gulf Coast in Port Arthur, Texas captures the ebb and flow of the Gulf. From gators to gutsy explorers, and from the spindletop gusher to outer space. From our lighthouse overlook, view a magnificent mural that captures prehistoric and historic venues. Also, browse exhibits of those who from the area have made an international impact on our modern world, such as rocker Janis Joplin, Coach Jimmy Johnson, and famed artist Robert Rauschenberg. Museum of the Gulf Coast, open Monday through Sunday.
Cooper Tire asked me to be their spokesman. I wanted to make sure it was a good match. So I took a tour of one of their factories. I found out that Cooper's been around since 1914, a time of grassroots values that still drive the company today. Hard-working folks dedicated to their craft. My kind of people, always striving to be the best. What better match? Cooper Tire. Drive on.
Start with us, Lamar State College, Port Arthur. Start with us, because there's so much we offer. We'll help you find a great career. Your future starts right here. Go with the best when you want success. A great place to learn a living, a great place to begin a degree. Start with us, Lamar State College, Port Arthur.
But safety was our top concern, and we got all our kids here and back safely, and we're glad to be back this week and look forward to coming back again.
We're also being heard live. This is a taped Time Warner Channel 7 telecast on the Port Arthur News Friday Night Experience, but also our games heard live on the internet at tsrnsports.com. We have Indian fans all over the United States and some from around the world that are listening this afternoon.
You wouldn't believe how many people I hear from all over the place that are Port Neches graduates and have wished us well, and it's really great. I think the kind of support that we have is analogous to the kind of support they have at Texas A&M, and I'm really glad to be a part of it.
Okay, I don't want to put you on the spot, but for the benefit of our audience, providing an Indian win this afternoon, has it already been set with Lamarck on what time that game would play next week?
To my knowledge, it's not been set. There have been preliminary discussions, and some of the discussion is centered around Friday night. Of course, we have concerns about the start time because that would cause us to have to end school early. But those are the preliminary discussions. That can all change. It's changed before, but that's what we've discussed so far.
Appreciate you stepping in.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you what, a banner year for Port Neches-Groves Independent
bet.
School District, and we got to keep this football team winning.
You bet. Thanks a lot.
That's Ken Krill, the superintendent of PNG. And I'll tell you, we've got a great game right here. 13-7, the Indians lead. And in just a moment, we'll have Buck Ford. And that's a name synonymous with local football, PNG in particular, and also a website, pngfootball.com, that's been very instrumental and helpful this year. Buck Ford will be coming in just a moment. With Time Warner Channel 7. And how about the Astrodome on a Saturday afternoon, Buck Ford?
Man, it's great. What you think, Jim?
It's a great atmosphere, but watching a football game right here, that could be a bigger PNG lead right now, but we'll take a 13-7 lead, but a key second half is in store.
Yes, it's going to be key. I'm just looking at the faces of everybody on the PNG sideline, and, everybody was, they're keeping us on the edge of their seats, the fourth down play right down there in the second quarter where they called the interference play. We had them on fourth down, 4th and 10. They took it in. I thought that was a big play. I'm hoping that missed extra point don't come back to get us either,
Well, for our live audience, I believe you have a book signing coming up tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yeah. We were at Walden Books today from 10 to 2, and we'll be there again tomorrow at Central Mall, and also at Country Friends Craft Mall from 3:30 to 5 in Groves.
It has been a pleasure being affiliated with the website this year and what success you've had with it, and I believe it's going to continue to grow.
Yeah, it is. It's growing every week. We're getting more hits every week. We have a guest book page that I'm real excited about, where PNG fans are writing in and wishing the team luck and giving support to Wanda Carroll and me on our website. And I'm hoping we can go three or four more weeks with that thing.
Thank you for stepping in.
Yeah.
Good luck to your book, and good luck to these Indians. And again, thanks for stepping in. Let's get an Indian win.
All right. Thank you for your support too, Jim.
That's Buck Ford of pngfootball.com. As you can tell, these teams coming out on the field. We've got a big second half coming up on Time Warner Channel 7 and live on tsrnsports.com. And now we're back live. We're back with our Time Warner Channel 7 broadcast.
Robert Johnson and Shamar Francis back to receive the kickoff of the Exporters.
Bob West, a very noisy crowd this afternoon.
Yeah, it's getting a lot noisier over here on this side. Of course, we're behind the Brazosport fans. They've got hope again. They're back in it. Just certainly anybody's football game right now.
Well, the Indians lead 13-7. Here's the approach by Price. He'll kick it low. There's it's going to be dropped by the Exporters. And just like that, the ball advanced to the 19-yard line. Now the burden shifts back to the defense, but the defense has not let them down by any stretch, Bob. It was a great first half defense.
Held them to 6 first downs, Jim, 100 rushing yards, 46 passing yards. That's 146 in total offense. Sherman Francis, 13 carries for 89 yards. So he's having a good night, but he's a great back. You're not going to shut him down.
First and 10 for the Exporters.
Well, in total yards, the Indians, Bob, do they have two? Is that 267?
267, yeah. 128 rushing, 139 passing.
There's Francis. He trips. Matter of fact, he might have tripped on his own guy.
Looked like he did. Trace Budwine over there to wrap him up.
Well, a 2nd down and 8 coming up. The Astrodome in Houston, Texas. Well, Bob, if things go well with Enron Field, there'll be no more baseball games in this stadium anymore.
Maybe some high school games.
You never know. Here's Francis again, stringing to the outside. He's going to get up near the 27-yard line, about 3 yards short of a 1st down.
Jared Hanks in on the stop that time. That's the stretch play they like so well. Jim, we've said it so many times, the first 5, 6, 7 minutes of the 3rd quarter so important in a close football game, and you would like to see the Indians stop this 3rd down play, get the ball back, and put some more points on the board. Right now we have a Brazosport player hurt.
An injured Exporter, but continuing on tsrnsports.com. Again, we encourage you to email Bob West. And Bob, what's that email address?
RD West, all lowercase, rdwest @usa.net. Especially if you haven't done it before. Some of you folks have been very good. There's some regulars out there. Roseanne Sullivan, I know, is one that we hear from every time P&G plays. But we would like to, we know there's a lot of you out there because we're told how many hits are coming in.
And Bob, an answer to a question last week that Neil Morgan had, why was there 2 Indian Spirits? And I found out that answer in a big way as people responded to my phone number, 838-9738, the voicemail number for questions such as that. It appears that Darren Wilson, the Indian Spirit, was injured, his Achilles tendon, and they've had another, his alternate came in, and hey, the people rose to the occasion. 3rd down. It's going to be a 1st down. Exporters up near the 33-yard line.
And that was Howie Jackson, and Francis is the guy that came off for Texas City, that came off limping. Yeah, Jim, I want to get into the thing about the Indian Spirit here a little bit because I know the young man who stepped in, Chris Stroud, is one of the top high school golfers in the United States. Of course, he goes to P&G and recently signed with Lamar University, and there's an interesting story behind Chris that I want to get into here in a minute.
Right. This time it's going to be strung to the outside, and number 34 in on that tackle that
Cody
time
Clark,
by the Indians.
Cody Clark up to snuff it. And you know Brazosport has to be concerned about Francis. I hadn't seen him come back.
Bob, as we mentioned in that 1st half, several Indians on that 1st team offense for the all-district team that came out this week. And the Port Arthur News, Joey Price. Also Brent Powers, along with the quarterback, Dustin Long. Pass is going to be flared out. This is not a passing football team.
They just don't throw it well. That's their sophomore. They've gone back and forth between Brandon Burks, the sophomore, and Toric Goins.
Now back to Chris Stroud, Bob West.
Chris was Chris was here last Saturday night as the Indian Spirit. The next day, he and his dad, Jimmy, got in a car and drove to Palm Beach, Florida, where Chris had qualified for one of the most prestigious junior tournaments in the country, the American Junior Golf Association Polo Tournament. Chris made the cut, got into match play, won one match, lost another one, and he's back here tonight. Boy, he has had a busy week.
3rd down 8. Here comes the pressure. The ball's going to be thrown deep, and that's going to be, if there's going to be interference, it's going to be the offense.
The Brazosport fans are excited, but I'm going to tell you what, if that's not offensive interference, I have never seen it. He threw down the defensive back.
I don't believe we have to worry about this.
I think we're going to have to see a replay. Yeah, we got it coming here. But this to me is just pretty blatant. Okay, just Cox throws it up in the air. That's there, right there. You just.
I don't know why the discussion is so long.
There's too much conferring going on right now. To me, that's a cut and dried play. And you get a little nervous.
Oh,
No.
my goodness. That is total robbery.
That is awful. That's awful.
That is total robbery, Bob West.
And
are they going to bring it? Was that a...
Thomas Baxter comes over and says, "What did I do? The guy shoved me and I fell down." That's terrible. And it's such a big play. That's a third down play. They're going to have to punt. Instead, they get the ball first down at the 50-yard line. Matt Burnett is just beside himself, and rightfully so. That's a horrible call.
That was total robbery is all it was. Unbelievable. Come on, defense.
And another first down. Oh, that's let the kids decide the game on the field.
Well, I hope it inspires the defense, Bob West.
Well, the defense had done its job, Jim, and I know what you're saying, but you're out there against a team with some really great athletes, and you give them an extra set of downs after you stopped them, and they're going to take advantage of it.
Well, emotionally, Bob West, we got to get past this. This is unbelievable.
No, there's just no reason for that. I mean, that call was so easy to see, and I don't know, it happened over here in front on the Brazosport sideline, but goodness gracious.
First down, Brazosport.
Well, this defense tonight has bent a little bit, Bob. It's bent, but has not broken. And I believe they can rise to the occasion right now.
The gain of 11 on the last play.
Well, you'd like to force them to throw the ball because they don't throw it well. Occasionally they'll throw the jump ball and catch it, and then, as we saw, occasionally they'll get a heck of a call.
Speed to the good containment.
Yeah, they got it too. Boy, I was just about to say, and that happened in front of the P&G bench. And I think we got that. We're going to see a replay on it. I believe it's 82. Clear block in the back, right in front of the P&G bench. Let's go with it. And really, the flag was a little slow coming here, and I know those Indian coaches are, well, it's just out of the picture to the right. And I know the P&G coaches were screaming over there, throw the flag.
$10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Well, Bob, they got it right.
Well, it wasn't too difficult to get that one right. Of course, it didn't look like it was going to be difficult to get the pass interference call.
Well, first teamers for the Indians on defense on the all-district team we'll get into in a moment. Right now, first down 18 for the Exporters. Play action. Thrown on the run. Short gain. But a gain down to the 40. They got about 8 of it back, setting up a second down and 10.
Yep, got most of the penalty yardage back, and that was one of the better executed passes they've run. Sent one receiver deep to clear out and drug the tight end across the middle.
First teamers for the Indians on defense, Trace Budwine, Sean Lang, and Chris Golke. Some well-deserving Indians.
Well represented, of course, Dustin Long, the most valuable player and the offensive player of the year in District 24.
Coach of the year was shared by Larry Newman, Matt Burnett, and Dick Williams. Good job of tackling there by Thomas Baxter.
Baxter came up and locked up. You're right. Excellent job there. And Jim, I keep looking for number 20, Francis. I see him down there standing along the sidelines. They certainly have to miss him.
Third down and 7 from the 37.
Well, Howie Jackson doing a great job for the Exporters right now, so they're not missing anything at the moment.
Another big third down play here, Jim. Will they throw it up? Will they run the stretch?
Well, they're staying in an I formation. Here's a one-step. It's going to be batted down.
Jared Hanks.
Jared Hanks doing a great job. 4th down.
Now you're going to play it 4-down territory, Fred
I don't
Bolton,
think so.
or are you going to punt it?
He'd be crazy if he did, Bob. He might do it.
Another exporter down on the field right now.
You know, he tried a field goal on make that 4th down less than a yard. He might go for it here.
There's no indication of a kicking team, and there's Francis now coming back in the game.
Tell you what, the Indians dodged something here, Bob. Make a great stop on 4th down, because it does appear that they're going for it on 4th down. Indians make a stop here, Bob. That'll give some momentum of its own.
Well, Brazosport going to have one less weapon on the play because Steven Ozier, the 6'7" receiver that they like to lob it up to, is coming out.
All right, defense.
Brazosport had the ball the entire 3rd quarter.
Bob, we know what the defense has. We need to see it right now. Everybody on their feet. 4th down, 7 for the Exporters. It's going to be a pass. Here comes the pressure. Thrown downfield, intercepted by Jeremy Neeb. Neeb cutting to the outside. Still on his feet. Great return to the 35-yard line.
And Neeb in the right place, but a really, let's see it, guys, poorly thrown football here. Jeremy Neeb just kind of ran right into the football. They do not throw the ball well. Okay, I think we're going to get a look at it before the Indians come out.
Return of 19 yards.
All right, he rolls left, throws. Now look, there's a receiver deep that.
All right, let's capitalize, Bob West. We thank you, Mr. Fred Bolton. All right, here's Dustin. Here's little Jeff Bergeron. First down Indians, 48-yard line. Let's go down and score, Bob.
That's the way you want to do it. Get it back up to a 2-touchdown lead. And always interesting to see at the half what kind of adjustments coaches have made. Look like straight power type sweep there rather than an option type play. And Bergeron able to turn the corner.
Lumley, a receiver on the far side, a split backfield. All the other receivers in tight. First down Indians. Here's Wortham. Wortham, can he break a tackle? Wortham, give him about 3 yards on the carry. It looked like it had big play for a moment, but 26 wrapped up number 26.
Jim, they had 9 people, almost 10 at the line of scrimmage there. I was really hoping there was some kind of call on to throw the ball down the field.
Gain of 4 on the play.
Well, second down coming up for the Indians. Joey Price back in.
Correction, gain of 3.
He'll be a lone receiver, Bob, far side.
He's one-on-one out there.
Yes, he is. Here's little Jeff Bergeron with some open field, cutting to the outside. And Bergeron down to the 26-yard line.
Let's get that again, Mike, if we can. What a huge hole about left tackle there for the Indians, and Jeff Bergeron explodes through it.
Ball placed on the 26-yard.
All right, going to get a look here.
23-yard gain.
Boy, how about that blocking, Bob?
Huge hole. Look at this.
Ooh, look at that.
I believe it may have been Bo Wortham that had one of the key blocks in that play.
These Indians need a touchdown in the worst way. They lead 13-7, but the lead not comfortable. Here's Wortham. Wortham knocks down an official. He gets down to the 16-yard line.
Well,
we got to see that again.
Yeah, they flattened the official, and hey, this Indian offensive line is knocking some people around here.
Hey, Bob, this Indians are playing like they're inspired right now. Here we go.
This is just like a straight dive play. Here we go.
Boy, look at the blocking once again.
Boom. Hope the official, the timeout may be for the official. Well, no, they're going to bring in the measure. That's convenient because that guy took a pretty good shot.
Yeah, he took a shot. Looks like a first down, Indians. And it is. Bob, we cannot come out of this drive without points. We've got to have points.
Oh, and you want to get 7, really. They let an opportunity get away there at the end of the first half.
The Indians have amassed 315 total yards, along with 16 touchdowns.
Well, this drive has really been impressive. This is just in your face. We're coming at you football.
Price, a receiver in motion, going far side. Here's Wortham. Blocked by Bergeron. There's Wortham. Will he get in? He gets down about the 1 yard. He touchdown Indians.
What an impressive take charge drive that was for the Indians. We're going to get another look at it, I'm sure. Watch the blocking on the right-hand side of your screen. Going to see people cleaned out.
Look at Bergeron's block. There it is.
Bergeron got the key block on number 1.
Like you said, Bob, those backs do a great job of blocking for each other.
I think P&G, they got the kicker out there, but I believe you may want to go for 2 here, Jim. They're going to take a timeout to talk it over.
Well, a timeout on the field. We have 5 minutes and 45 seconds to play in this third quarter. The Indians lead 13-7, but the Indians are, matter of fact, they lead 19-7.
Most impressive drive of the night for the Indians, Jim. They just lined up and came at the Brazosport defense and just whipped them. Just all across the line, and with Wortham and Bergeron both blocking for each other well. And that will give the Exporters something else to think about. In the first half, Jim, Dustin Long had been the leading rusher, 8 carries for 70. Bergeron had 7 for 37. Wortham 5 for 21, but those numbers jumped up on 64 yards in 6 plays that time, for 5 plays for the Indians. What a drive.
That thanks to Tom Halliburton. And Tom, I'll tell you what, I know you can't respond right now, but we're glad to have you back this week. Going for 2. Long throws. Catch is made. He gets in for 2.
And we'll get a replay on that one. Hope Bergeron does a nice job. The ball looked like it was maybe just a fraction. He had to reach back for it. And let's go with it and see. Long rolls right. You see Bergeron come open. He reaches back, gets the ball, and gets in the end zone.
Well, now the Indian contingent.
I tell you, the thing I'm most happy about right now.
All right, Bob, there's a look at the huge P&G contingent on the other side of the field. And they have come out as expected this week.
They're here from almost goal line to goal line. And Jim, as I started to say, what I'm really happy about now was that blown interference call made no difference.
No, it didn't.
Brazosport didn't score. P&G got the ball back, went down and scored. So that play will not be a factor in the game.
Well, sometimes, Bob, it inspires teams. Could that possibly have been it?
Well, I think this team's pretty inspired anyway, but you're right. You know, you get a little upset at a call and maybe do something special.
Oh, the ball stays it. Now it went out of bounds.
That was close.
Yes, it was. It skirted the sidelines, didn't it? Bob, many thanks to Superior Tire and Service, one of our season-long sponsors. Also, the Lamar State College of Port Arthur. McFerrin Insurance has been there from start to finish. And Terry says, well, hello to Summer Schwartner. And that's his daughter, and he's a proud dad. She's a senior Indianette.
Well, Terry, we appreciate you just like we appreciate all our season-long sponsors and all those that have jumped on and helped out as we roll along late. And we're going to start sending the SOS right away. Going to need additional help next week. Don't make the same people carry the load.
You can call Bob West at the paper or call me at 838-9738. That's 9738, and we'll tell you how to jump aboard this PNG juggernaut, Bob West.
Absolutely, and it continues to build up steam.
Here's the pitch. Francis. Oh, he was hit.
Oh, what a nice defensive play. I believe it's 21. Can we?
Number 20, Thomas Baxter. Number 21,
Sean Lang, I think, was the guy that really broke on the football.
Bob, many thanks to Powerhouse Services, Pat Parrish and Jackie Williams. In fact, Pat has stepped up and helped us, and he said, Bob, he'll probably end up being a player next year for us. And I'll tell you what, we'd love to have him in his business. And after all, he's a proud granddad of Jeremy Davis, only a sophomore on that football team out on that field.
And Jeremy will be playing a lot of football for these Indians the next couple of years.
And there's Big Jay Domain on the tackle along with Budwine.
And Jay says, you're not coming through here, big guy.
Number 77, Jay Dominey. And number 46, Tracy Budwine.
Many thanks to Nathan Dickerson over at Dickerson Axon. How about the Mid-Jefferson Hospital along with the Fitness and Sports Institute of Southeast Texas. And one name synonymous with getting them on board with us is a PNG institution of his own, Butch Troy.
I'm sure Butch is in the stands as we watch, cheering these Indians on.
An I formation. They're going to pass. Here comes the pressure. The throw is deep, and it's incomplete.
And it was only into triple coverage. They just don't throw the ball well. They're too one-dimensional, and you get to a certain point in the playoffs, and that one-dimensional stuff, unless you're just really, really outstanding, is probably going to catch up with you.
The Mid-County Teachers Credit Union, thank you very much. Gwenda Scroggs over there. We mentioned the Museum of the Gulf Coast, Bob. That's another one of those that's been with us all year.
Back to receive, Mike Swansea's punt.
Here's the punt. It's a high one, but a flag is down.
Flags on the play.
Illegal procedure, and they're moving back 5 more yards.
Jim, you mentioned the Museum of the Gulf Coast, and I'm always running across people that have never been in the Museum of the Gulf Coast. Folks, it's worth a trip to downtown Port Arthur. You're not going to believe the first time you go in there the things that are in that museum, how well put together everything is. Just so many things that tied to Southeast Texas, so many people from Southeast Texas that have done wonderful things that are wonderfully presented in the Museum of the Gulf Coast. I'm really proud of it.
Bob, we can promise this: if someone goes and see it, they will tell someone else about it.
You bet. They'll take somebody back.
High snap. A left-footed punt.
Get away from it.
Outstanding job just to get it away. I know the Indian contingent very happy. Well, that young man did a good job just to get it away.
Yes, he did. But the PNG comes out with a football on the Brazosport 44, and this is knockout punch time here.
Yes, it is.
You get these guys 3 down, 3 touchdowns behind.
They're out.
And as poorly as they throw the football, the game will get completely out of hand.
First and 10 for Neches-Groves.
Thanks to Chuck Barbie over at the local Market Basket Store, C.A. Turner Construction, Jim McVeigh, and Rick's Auto Body Excellence, our player of the game sponsor. We've got to think about that, Bob West. Here's the pitch. Wortham to the outside. I don't know if they can run him down. They do, down to the 20-yard line. The Indians are beginning to pound on them a little bit, Bob.
And Jim, let's give the PNG coaching staff credit now. They found something. They went in at the half, and they said, okay, and it's probably Mike Long. He's the offensive coordinator. Sure, there was some other input, but they decided we can line up and run the football at these guys, and that's exactly what they've come out and done.
Now these exporters have found out tonight this is their toughest opponent. Here's Dustin. He comes near side. He throws. Screen to Bergeron. Cuts back to the inside. Look at the movement by Bergeron down to the 1-yard line.
He fumbled the ball.
He was down. He was down at the 1.
They're calling him down good. All right, we're going to get another look at this one. Great first move by little Jeff Bergeron. Turns the ball back in.
For Neches-Groves, first down.
Nice catch, too.
18-yard gain.
Yeah, he was down.
Well, there's a knockout blow coming next.
They're on the ropes, ready to finish him off. Although I'm sure Matt doesn't feel that way, and wishes I wouldn't say things like that.
All right, let's knock him out. Here's Dustin. He gets in.
Not in.
It's over.
Well, it's close, though.
Yeah, it's close.
I just, you know, strange things happen in football. Okay, I think we're going to see a replay here. We're going to see Dustin Long slide down the line of scrimmage, put his head down and find the end zone. You know, I guess strange things happen in football games, but off what we've watched, it's hard to see the kind of offense Brazosport has being able to come from 3 touchdowns behind against this team. One thing, they can't stop P&G's offense.
High snap, kick is up, kick is good. No, we've got a lot of football left. 2 minutes and 54 seconds, but Bob, the way I look at it, that's just more time for this offense to churn up some yards. They have 385 already.
Well, and right now, Jim, what they're doing is they're giving Lamarck's coaches who are sitting here watching, scouting, getting ready to play almost certainly now Port Neches-Groves next week. They're giving them more to think about. They're thinking, wow, these guys can run the ball, they can throw the ball, they power it at you, the quarterback can run. One of the most versatile, best offenses in the 30-something years, or around 30 years that I've been around high school football. It's just, I've seen great passing teams, I've seen great running teams. I've rarely, if ever, got to rack the brain here, seen a team that can throw it and run it together as well as this team does.
Bob, it looks like the Indians are going to meet up with an opponent coached by an old acquaintance coming up next week.
Larry Walker spent 2 years over at TJ, kind of a long-time Lamarck assistant. Spent 2 years at TJ getting some head coaching experience. Didn't have a lot of success over there. Of course, that's we've seen that's really a difficult place to win these days. Larry back at Lamarck and doing very well.
It's a deep kick. It'll be taken by Francis at the 5. Bob, Francis has lost a step in this ball game with that ankle injury.
And he's down again. He may be through.
Yeah.
Thomas Baxter.
He's been in a lot of pain.
And Jim, as we talked earlier in the game, now you're looking at a team that has had people down all year. Now they look up, they're 3 touchdowns behind. Their bread and butter is running the football. You got 14 minutes and 42 seconds left. You got to score at least 3 touchdowns to catch up. You don't know if your defense will ever get P&G stopped. It's a pretty hopeless feeling for them right now. It's going to take something freakish for them to get back in the game.
Well, it's Indians 28, Exporters 7. Here's Francis. A gain of about 1, maybe 2.
Jim, a lot of compliments now to this P&G defense. We rave a lot about the offense. It's probably easier to talk about offense, but looking at a Brazosport team averaging 33.8 points and 344 yards a game. And what is that figure up there on the board? 185 for them at this point in the game.
That's it. 11 first down. The Indians have 20. They're going to pass. Catch is going to be made up near the 20-yard line. About a yard or 2 short of a first down.
21, Sean Lang makes the tackle.
1:58 to play in the 3rd.
Ball's placed on the 20-yard line. Gain of 7, 3rd down and 1.
And hello and welcome to all of our listeners on TSRNsports.com. A lot of those listeners, Bob, linked up through PNGfootball.com.
Well, they got the first down. But it's going to have to happen a lot faster than that to come from out of the hole they're in right now.
Short carry on the play by Howie Jackson.
I believe Brazosport probably in a little bit of shock right now. I just don't think they thought P&G could line up and run the football right at them and beat them.
Well, when you're 12-0, you begin to think that, don't you?
Well, when you've had the kind of season they've had and been as effective as they have, yeah.
Looking downfield, almost intercepted. Jeremy Neve doing a great job.
Brazosport fans bragging for interference, but I think they've gotten their gift on that for the night.
Second down, 10.
Let me go way out on a limb, Jim, and say we're going to see at least one more P&G interception before this game's over.
Second down and 10.
Well, this side of the stands, Bob, has quietened down quite a bit. Illegal procedure.
Yep.
Flags on the play.
False start.
Illegal procedure against the exporters.
I believe that was number 1, Ozier.
Well, Jim, while the folks are watching this game, if they're watching on Saturday night, the Nederland Bulldogs will be right here in the Astrodome scuffling with Texas City, trying to give us 2 Southeast Texas teams still playing football.
Here's a handoff, Howie.
Howie Jackson.
Boy, there's several Indians, but most notably I saw there, Bob, was number 34 for the Indians.
Cody Clark.
Yes, indeed.
Trace Budwine there. Those guys make a lot of tackles. But there were some people up front, too, and it was such a mob around the football. Couldn't tell.
Third down and 13.
Brazosport doing a good job of eating up clock here, not going anywhere while they're doing it.
Southern Union Gas. Greg Powell, thank you very much. East Tex Lube on Magnolia. The Hardys over there, some fine people. And Tate & Company Collision Repair. Thank you, Trent Phelps.
Pressure, pressure.
He gets away. It's going to be a hold. Going to be a hold, Bob.
Thought the Indians were going to get them a sack that time. Let's get a look at that again if we can. Indians had great pressure. Think we're going to see it come back.
Blocking in the back.
Blocking in the back is going to be the starters.
Maybe there's the replay, Jim, and that may be why there wasn't a sack. Right there. There it was. And didn't get the number of the guy that got pushed in the back. Our setup here, we don't want to cry about our conditions, but we didn't get the monitor we thought we were going to get in the Astrodome press box tonight. Got to look way across the booth at the instant replay machine.
Well, Bob, I've also seen a phone line that you didn't get last week.
We're fortunate on that. Of course, tonight's not the problem. Tomorrow night's going to be the problem. But there will be a story in the Sunday paper about the Nederland Bulldogs unless there's a disaster, just like, even though that game got on. I want to let's get the play.
I think we will.
We need to talk about that, Jim.
Let's talk about it.
Well, of course, as a lot of folks know, the Nederland game got over really late, or was it the
P&G?
The P&G game got over really late last week. Didn't get started until 10:20. Got over about 10-1, and most newspapers are rolling at that point in time. But we made the commitment early on at the Port Arthur News. This is a big, big deal. No matter how late the game gets over, we're going to have a full story and statistics in there. And we did, and I might say with a lot of pride, we're the only newspaper in the area that did. I think in the other newspaper, you had to wait till Monday morning to read about the game. And the message I want to get out to all the fans is, folks, if something's important to you and you make a commitment to it, you get it done. You don't make excuses about deadlines and whatnot. You make exceptions. And we think this football game, these football teams are important, and we're going to get them out there.
Here's the punt. It's a shanked punt. but it'll take a favorable exporter roll. But the Indians with good field position at the 38-yard line.
4 seconds left.
Bob, y'all do such a wonderful job of promoting what we do. After all, you're our signature sponsor. You're our partner on this project, and it's been a great relationship so far. And Bob, I'm not going to say much about the other newspaper in our area, but we have absolutely no assistance from them in the promotion of these games. And even when I try, they still don't help us. That's the only thing I'm going to say.
Well, the folks who need to know get the word, but it is unfortunate that there's not better treatment.
And here's little Jeff Bergeron. Give him 3 on the carry. And again, Bob, in promotion of your fan page in the Port Arthur News. Let's update that.
Well, there'll be another P&G fan page, it looks like. And because I've been out of town, I don't even know how it turned out this week. I was up in Dallas Thursday and flew back into Houston today. But we do these booster pages every week on the teams that are still playing. And I know the fans are getting hit. Now we're hitting them for TV spots. We're hitting them for fan spots in the paper. But, hey, we need that support. Your kids need that support. But, again, on the other thing, Jim, I just want to say it one more time. There's a lot of excuses you can make, but that P&G game was important for folks to be able to read about last Sunday morning. We had to get our papers out a little late. It inconvenienced some folks, but we felt like this P&G team was worth doing that. We've been on them since the start of the season. We write a feature on one of their players every week. We cover all their games, and I don't think there's any comparison between the two newspapers in the area on P&G, Mid-County football, South County football. And I'm always disappointed to find out that not everybody takes our paper if they're interested in high school football, because we do such a clearly much better job of covering.
Well, we move to the 4th. The quick pass to the tight end. First down, Indians. C.J. Blyer, Bob West.
Well, now they've hammered him with the running game. Now they're going to mix in a few passes. Brazosport doesn't really know where they're coming from.
Exporter down on the play.
Just another very, very impressive performance by these Indians, Jim. They gave a great one last week. The competition was a little suspect, and they blew them out, which you ought to do when you play a suspect team. Now they've come in against a better team. Had some rocky moments late in the second quarter, but just came out and took over the game in the third quarter.
Well, Neil Morgan said it best last week, Bob. He thinks a lot of this football team, these Indians, and he's seen a lot of football. And he thinks this team has got a chance to go a long way.
Well, this is a team that can win a state championship. Now, it's going to be very tough. They got a tough opponent. It'll be their best opponent of the year probably next week against Lamarck. But P&G can win that football game. They're underrated defensively, and they're a tremendous team offensively.
Return to action will be 1st and 10 for the Indians after a 16-yard gain from the 46-yard line.
The Indians now with 401 total yards offense, 21 first downs. They lead by 3 touchdowns, 28-7. Many thanks to Biff Burris over at Bob Costello Realtors, Brent Smith over at Smitty's All Cloth Car Wash, Jeffrey Price, the veterinarian on Twin City Highway, Joey Price's dad, the Groves Chamber of Commerce, R&R Auto Sales, Ed and Coleman Roddy, and Pernet Communications, Chris Peterman, our webcast sponsor.
Folks, pay attention, please, when Jim calls out all these names. These are your friends and your neighbors helping us put your kids on television every week. And we need each and every one of them, and we need more of you to step up next week. We've gone a long way with this Friday night experience, and it costs money to do this, and we think we're giving you a really quality product here. I haven't seen the pictures tonight, but I know they're going to be outstanding.
And we're a phone call away at 838-9738. 838-9738. Jump aboard this P&G juggernaut. Here's little Jeff Bergeron with a burst, but the whole field's in a hurry. Bob, by far, our best season since we have been the Port Arthur News Friday night experience. Not just with wins on the football field, but from production, a collective effort, and it's also been a lot of fun. And we all have to be team players here.
Yeah, and we hadn't singled out Mike Sheffield and his crew again, but boy, they do a fabulous job, Jim. Said it before, and we need to say it every week.
Here's little Jeff, stumbles after a gain of 2.
Tackle made by Michael Swansea and Martin.
And right there, Bob West, is Lou Sheffield, Mr. Intensity. Instant replay tonight. And we'll talk about Mike here in just a moment.
Yeah, I believe
and
they're
there's
lining up to get him on.
Mike Sheffield running the controls tonight from the dome.
From the 43-yard line.
We told you it's a collective effort. Now, I don't know how Matt Lumpkin is going to turn the camera on himself, but I believe he can turn it on John Bass. Quick pass, make that a little short slant. Ball falls incomplete.
A little bit behind Joey Price that time. Yeah, but we need to mention Matt Lumpkin because he's been on.
And Bob West, there's John Bass, who helped us last week, and he's helping us again this week. And John, we're glad to have you.
Now, Matt, you're just going to have to point the camera and run around and stand on the other side of it, I guess.
To punt for the Indians.
High punt by Dustin Long. Fair catch call for at the 12-yard line.
Fair catch by Jason Rodriguez.
Brazosport looking at a long field, 88 yards away and 3 touchdowns away, and only 10:05 probably left in their season.
And there's Matt Lumpkin.
Hey, good. We got.
How about Matt? Look at that smile on his.
He didn't even know he was
on.
Yeah.
He's got purple blood, I do believe. Purple blood by Matt Lumpkin.
Sounds like a name for a good movie, Jim.
I think it is.
Good movie about a football team, huh?
Well, there's a book out there called Down Trails of Victory.
That's right. Now, I think Buck is talking more and more about adding to that book.
Here's a handoff. Bob, they're not going to get it done, and the crowd's a little upset.
Fans are booing, and the thing is, if you get here running the football, if that's your staple, it's really hard. Used to see some of the wishbone teams that were so good in college football get behind and just be hopeless in catch-up situations. But in all honesty, Brazosport probably got a better chance of breaking an 85-yard run than going down the field throwing the ball. Little high, ball incomplete. And I think, Jim, we'll probably see this Brazosport team, or they'll probably be back in the playoffs because they have 8 defensive starters back. And they're playing with a sophomore quarterback and a junior quarterback.
Well, Bob, a lot of time left, 9 minutes and 20 seconds, but how about 405 total yards?
And only 205 for the guys in the red shirts, a real tribute to that Indian defense.
Here's a drop. Looking deep on the pass. Just out of the hands of Jeremy Need.
Now, I've got an interception predicted, guys, so don't you got to make me look good now.
Well, for our internet audience on tsrnsports.com, I know there's a lot of Indian fans listening at the moment. And if you're curious about the team across the tracks, the Neyland Bulldogs, they're going to be right here on tsrnsports.com tomorrow night. Approximately 8:30, Bob West, because if it's anything like last week, it's going to be running way behind.
It's going to be another newspaper nightmare, but we will have it Sunday morning in the Port Arthur News unless something unforeseen happens.
Here's a punt. Fair catch call for.
Fair catch on the play.
I believe that was by Bo Wortham.
And that's the smart play. They don't need to make a breakaway on a punt return. They just need to make sure they catch the football.
39-yard punt by Michael Swansea. 1st and 10 from the 47 for the Indians.
Bob, the last 9:07 can last a long time.
Well, I'd like to see P&G move those chains a few times. They're probably going to be pretty conservative in what they do offensively now.
Here's Wortham. They'll make that little Jeff Bergeron with a fake.
Can he go? Oh, they're going to bring it back.
Down.
Bring it back. Too bad.
They just also found out how fast he is.
Well, I hope he went down awkward in that end zone. I hope he is all right. Oh.
Nah, he's fine.
Let's hit it again, and we're going to see what happened here. The flag comes down behind the play. Let her go. Tough break for Jeff Bergeron. Just pops it right up the middle. Another trap. Boom. Look at him. This is awkward in the end zone here. Ow. Jim, I know you saw that picture in the Port Arthur News this week of 2 Jeff Bergerons wearing number 24.
Yeah. We've talked about his dad many times, and Bob West, those were some glory years of Port Neches-Groves High School. Not like they had as far as championships or playing for like they had in the mid to late 70s, but I'll tell you what memories Jeff the Jet gave the Golden Triangle.
And Jim, those were some great teams he played on, and back then only one team gets in the playoffs, and there were great teams at TJ, Lincoln, and P&G, and only one team going into the play. That district I thought was the best district in the state when Jeff Bergeron and Little Joe Washington played.
All right, there's Dustin Long, carries the football. Bob, I can remember, in fact, it was 1973. There was 2 backs on the parade All-American high school football team. It was Jeff Bergeron and Tony Dorsett.
That's pretty strong company.
Pretty strong, isn't it?
But Jeff Bergeron was that kind of back. He was bigger than his son. He was fast. They ran the wishbone then, and he was hard to stop. Jim, I think right now, if you're a P&G fan, the thing you want to see most is nobody come up limping, nobody have any kind of injury problems here in the final 8 minutes.
Here's Wortham. Matter of fact, he made something out of nothing.
Yes, he did.
Oscar Hernandez and Vincent.
I think if the clock winds down, the exporters know they're a beaten football team.
They're just playing it out now. And they really have been, Jim. I didn't, when we started talking about it being over, I felt pretty safe about that. They are just not a comeback football team. Would like to see P&G get a first down here and keep the clock running, get this thing over, move on to next week.
They give it to Wortham. He is manhandled.
Well, they had a blitz coming right up the middle. There was no way you were going to run the football through all of that. And I think we're going to get a personal foul penalty here on Brazosport. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Against the exporters.
And a little frustration boiling over right now. They know it's over. They know their unbeaten season, their dream of winning a state championship is over. And these are kids, and sometimes it's hard to take. They will be able at some point, when the disappointment wears off, they'll understand that they were just in against a better football team.
Here's Dustin, straight drop. Looking on the fade route, Price is open. Boy, he's missed him tonight.
About a step long.
Pass attempted to number 8, Joey Price, is incomplete. Jason Rodriguez on the coverage.
Jim, we have been told that P&G Lamarck is tentatively set for next Friday night in the Astrodome. I kind of thought it would be a Saturday game. Kind of hoping for another P&G Nederland doubleheader, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Well, we got a new back in here for the Indians now, and this is a good time to have a new back in. That was number 22.
Josh Hidalgo getting his first carry of the night. And I'm hoping that's just because Matt wanted to get him some playing time and not because anybody is nicked up.
On the 24-yard line, it's third down.
As we wind down 6 minutes, again, we thank the sponsors tonight that we've mentioned. And we hope you'll jump aboard as we continue on next week on TSRNsports.com and on Time Warner Channel 7. Here's Dustin again looking on the route to Joey Price. Incomplete, defended well.
Yep, nothing there that time.
Joey Price is incomplete.
It's fourth down, and the Indians will be going for it. Bob, it almost looks like they're just trying to get that route down, and it's failed tonight. They're just trying to work on it.
Well, the surprising thing is that Brazosport has really had more success stopping the pass than the run.
Fourth down and 7.
Fourth down, Indians going for it. Ah, look at there.
Look at
Touchdown, Indians.
Oh. Thomas Baxter, a defensive back, Jim, gets his opportunity to carry the ball and explodes right through the middle.
I'd say that caught everybody off guard,
Look at
didn't
this. We're going to see it again, I'm sure.
Here we go.
Joey Price attempted.
Look at the explosion right up the middle.
I bet he's going to score again. Look at that. Thomas Baxter all the way.
And Joey Price with the extra point. It's up, and it's good.
Extra point attempt is good. Score now with 5 minutes and 58 seconds left in the game. For Neches-Groves Indians, 35. Brazosport Exporters, 7.
35-7, 434 yards total offense.
Total domination from the Indians.
A loyal Indian contingent staying here, Bob.
They wouldn't leave early on something like this. This is too much fun. I just wonder how many of them will come back tomorrow night to watch and support the Nederland Bulldogs. They certainly were a big boost to the Bulldogs in here last week. And that's one of the reasons we wanted to show this telecast twice for anybody that did want to come back on Saturday night. Of course, they could tape it when it's first shown Saturday night, or they could watch it on the Tuesday night, Friday night experience.
There you go. Well, our score 35-7. Indians over the Exporters. 434 yards total offense to 205 for the Exporters. The Indians 23 first downs. Here's the approach by Price. He kicks it deep. Why he brings it out, I have no idea. He looks like he may make a nice run out of it. Up to the 22-yard line.
Brings it out to the 23-yard line.
I'm wondering right now if you see some new Exporters, Bob. I'm sure you will.
And number 22, Josh Hidalgo.
Well,
and like you said, this is a team that, heck, they return 8 out of 11 starters on defense coming into next year.
They've got a lot of young guys. Their quarterbacks are young. Big receivers are senior.
6 plays, 54 yards.
And I'm sure Harold Mann will have, well, we hope he'll have the winning coach Matt Burnett right after the ball game. Now that ball's incomplete. right now you have a bunch of new Indians, Bob West. Let's go ahead and mention some names as we see them.
Well, I still see Budwine out there. Still see Jared Hanks out there.
Well, Josh Hidalgo's in there.
Jim,
yeah, go ahead. Mercer's still in. I'm looking at Philip Faisler. I believe that's how you pronounce it, but if I'm wrong, we'll see if we can get it right. There's the pitch going to the outside. No gain, but flags on the far side as well.
Jim, we mentioned earlier we got about the Rick's Auto Body Excellence Player of the Game, and it's probably the toughest call we've had all year. I don't believe there's a clear. This is such a team victory tonight. No one individual really, you can just really say, man, he's above everybody else, and I think it's going to have to be some kind of team thing. It'd just be very hard to pick one player. I'd almost be inclined, Jim, because of the way they ran the football in the second half, to make it a deal for the P&G offensive line. Those guys don't get enough recognition, and they came out and took control of the game in the second half for the Indians.
Well, offensive linemen like Blake Hopper, David Crochet, the center Brent Powers, the guard Adams, and the tackle Wes Temple.
David Morris on the carry.
Morris on the carry. Bob, also the tight end, now blocking and a receiving tight end, C.J. Blyer has done a good job tonight.
I think that's the way to go on, Jim. Those guys don't get as much recognition as everybody else, but they really took control of the game.
Gain of 4 on the play. 3rd down and 1 from the 32.
Oh,
look at that. What a play. They are still playing out there in the white shirts.
Number 65, Chase Poss on that tackle.
Number 85, Matt McKee, and number 22, Josh Hidalgo on the stop.
We got another exporter limping out. I tell you what, we've seen a lot of Brazosport guys limping off the field, and I think the conclusion to draw there is this P&G team is playing very physical football.
Well, 4th down, and the Brazosport exporters take a timeout.
P&G and Lamarck, that is going to be a special football game. It will be the best team P&G's played this year, and vice versa. Well, we say it'll be the best team Lamarck's played. They play Texas City.
We'll find out a lot about Texas City tomorrow night.
You're right. But I'm going to tell you, Lamarck better come with their A game if they're going to beat this football team. This is really a good high school football team right now.
And like you said, Bob, we mentioned the offensive line, but my goodness, this defense has shown up tonight. But they've done that for a long time now.
Held them to 209 total yards. 4th and 1. Brazosport might as well go for it. No reason to punt now. Great season these kids have had. 12-0, going to wind up 12-1. Just as we said earlier, they just ran into a team that's better than they were.
Yeah, they're going for it on 4th down from the 32-yard line. Quarterback keeps it, has a 1st down and then some.
Makes the 1st down for the exporters.
That's number 9 for the exporters, Bob West, Toric Goins.
Yeah, and he's the kid that got hurt and missed the entire season. I think he was supposed to be their quarterback this year, and he suffered a broken hand. And they wound up going with the sophomore.
1st down, exporters. Goins looking downfield. Looking for his wide out, incomplete at the 42-yard line. It's another Indian in there, Bob West, that I've got to find the number, 89, Adam Guillory. Also on defense, Troy Cooley. Trying to get as many names as we can.
Well, I'm really pleased to see Matt Burnett doing that. I mean, this is an opportunity that these kids will always remember. They got to play in a playoff game in the Houston Astrodome. And most of these kids, of course, got to play last week.
I'll see Kevin Matt on the offensive line. I mean, on the defensive line. That looks like defensive end at the time. Again, we'll pick up as many numbers as we can. Oh.
Thought that was going to be my interception there.
Ricky Eckhart defending on the play.
Coverage by Brady Flores, number 30, and number 1, Ricky Eckhart.
Now third down and 10.
From the 41-yard line.
Tell this the Brazosport kid the quarterback hasn't played football because it was kind of like last week with Waller.
Yeah.
He was looking at his receiver all the way, and the defender, number 1 for the Indians, Ricky Eckhart, read it and was moving. He just didn't quite get there.
Brandon LaFleur, one of the linebackers. Third down 10. Here comes the pressure.
You got a guy open.
Looking down. The catch is going to be made, and a first down inside the 30-yard line, and that young man is pretty happy
He's
about
excited, isn't he?
Ricky Eckhart makes the tackle.
That was number 22, Michael Payne, on the reception.
Ball's placed on the 27-yard line. 32-yard gain on
That Goins is a rangy quarterback, Bob West.
Yes, he is. Must be about 6'3".
He throws high for his receiver.
Pass to Michael Payne is incomplete.
Michael Payne, the intended receiver.
Brady Flores on the coverage.
Checking out of the lineup for the Indians, number 59, Abraham Garza. Also one of the linebackers right now, Bob West, Josh Hidalgo, and he's played a versatile role tonight. Well, 2 receivers for the Exporters. Goins, quick pass. Catch, look
Hook
at that.
and ladder.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be a touchdown, Exporters.
And we'll have to see that one again. That was well executed. The thing I'm wondering is, what were you saving it for? Why not use it maybe to get you back in the ball game? The old hook and ladder. Here it is. The defense commits the lateral, and a touchdown for Brazosport. It's a great play, and we've seen it worked on all levels of football. But, gosh, when you're down 35-7, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference.
Extra point is up, and it's good. 3:34 left. Indians lead 35-14 over the Exporters.
35. Brazosport Exporters, 14.
And it is good, Bob, that a lot of these Indians, some of these young men have been pulled up from the JV for their playoff roster, and it's good to see some of these young men playing right now.
Well, I'm going to tell you what's good about this for PNG football is that next week you'll be going into your, 4th extra week of practice. That's like having spring training for all these young guys that are going to be playing next year. They're getting all this extra practice beyond the regular season.
And Bob West for the Port Arthur News Friday Night Experience. It will be our 15th week. It's almost like an NFL season.
It really is. Maybe we're headed toward a Super Bowl, Jim.
Hey. Again, as we now down to 3 minutes and 34 seconds. We let the potential sponsor out there know we could use your help. We're getting deep in these playoffs. And we're just a phone call away at 838-9738, or you can call Bob at the paper.
Well, I'm going to be out most of this week, Jim, so they really need to call you. I've got a sweet little trip coming up with the Lamar basketball team out west. And there are no earthquakes in San Francisco. Well, I hope to be back to watch the Indians in Lamarck. Will it be onside?
Well, I expect it will. Now things beginning to slow down, Bob.
Penalty flags on the play.
That's why I'm glad it's 8:20 instead of 12:20.
Well, no other games after this one, so time not a factor.
77 yards.
But a good example, Jim, if there was supposed to be an 8:30 start tonight, now it'd be backed up to, it'd be 9:15 or so, and that's probably what we're looking at on Nederland tomorrow night, 9:15, 9:30.
(35-14). Let's try it again. High bounce, got the good bounce, but recovered by the Indians at the 50-yard line.
Kicker did his job.
Yeah,
he got the big high bounce, and it gave him a chance.
Jared Hanks, tackled by number 90, Jordan Jameson, and number 30, Martin Villareal. First down and 10 for the Indians at midfield.
Looks like Tony Bowser, the backup quarterback now, Jim.
And Bowser it is.
12, the quarterback, Tony Bowser.
Bob, we better take a look at some of those offensive linemen, too. Maybe some new names in there right now.
Oscar Hernandez, Angelo Gonzalez, and Mike Swansea. Loss of one on the play.
Well, I've seen the name David Byers. And Bob, these could very well be names that we can be talking about in the future here on the Port Arthur News Friday Night Experience.
Sure we will.
Quarterback is number 18, Cody Elkins.
Now they're down to another quarterback, Jim. Number 18, Cody Elkins.
Cody Elkins it is. A 5'10", 200-pound junior.
And one thing will be new at PNG next year will be the quarterback.
Yes, indeed.
And I tell you what, you get a little bit spoiled when you have a kid like Dustin Long around for 3 years. It's that will be a major change for them out there. And I don't care who steps up. You're talking about filling some huge shoes when you talk about replacing Dustin Long. And speaking of Dustin, I'm told that the University of Kentucky is here tonight watching him. Of course, Kentucky, one of the teams in the country that really throws the football a lot. A guy named Tim Couch played there the last 3 or 4 years and was the #1 pick in the NFL draft. Their coach, one of the leading proponents of throwing the football.
Movement by one of the offensive linemen. Moved early, Bob, all sides.
This last few minutes is going to take forever.
Yeah, it is.
Picked up by number 18, Cody Elkins. Illegal procedure against the Indians. 5 yards.
Baszler still in.
They'll bring up second down and 16 from the 44-yard line.
C.J. Blyer in as well.
Oh, 1 first down and we can get this thing over.
Now Bowser back in at quarterback. Look at the nice run.
Well, they're trying
down
to
to
get
the 45-yard line.
Carried by number 22, Josh Hidalgo.
It'll be 3rd down and about 5.
Josh Hidalgo exploding through for the big game.
Also had a big touchdown run.
And Robert Johnson.
What, you reckon Josh will be watching this telecast to check that run out?
I think he will.
And I bet Josh's folks and friends and relatives will be making some tapes on that.
You betcha. Justin Romero, a receiver. Bowser's going to be stopped, and that'll force the Indians to punt.
Number 18, Cody Elkins.
Maybe. Probably out.
Tackle by Louis Segovia, Angelo Gonzalez, and Jordan Jameson.
Really and truly wide punch.
Down to a minute and a half.
From the Brazosport 46-yard line.
They may take a delay penalty here and then punt it.
That'll burn as much clock as they can. We're down to 8 on the play clock. That's exactly what they're going to do. Well, we have 1:05 left. My question is, will the exporters, Bob, and I'll say this facetiously, but you never know, as I found out last week in one of our games, they've still got one timeout to use.
And they'll probably, they're going to try to score again, try to make it a little more respectable. They're going to try to block the punt, too.
Here they come. Uh-oh. Fumble on the play, recovered by the exporters at the 42-yard line.
And I think the punter, I think it was Ryan Norton down there that time, maybe took his eye off the football, saw all those red shirts coming at him. Let's see if... That's all. And there's 1 minute even left in this football game. Most of the Brazosport folks have filed out. A lot of the PNG folks still here. They want to be on their feet, cheering their team at the end.
Incomplete pass.
Pass is incomplete. The receiver, number 7, Jermaine Johnson.
Maybe it'll be 4 downs without a first down. The Indian can go down to one knee, and we're done.
Jermaine Johnson, the injured exporter.
But this is football. The Indians 443 yards total offense. The exporters 277. But a lot of that 277 were when the outcome was already decided.
Yeah, against a lot of PNG backups that last touchdown drive.
Second down and 10 from the 43-yard line.
And we'll be looking for Harold Mann with a winning coach, Matt Burnett, after the game.
Trick.
There's some trickery.
Reverse
indeed.
pass. Guy's wide open. There's nobody with.
He's going to try to do a slam dunk on the goal. There he does it.
And he gets a penalty for that.
All right, he doesn't really care, does he?
That's right.
It's complete for the touchdown. There is a flag after the play.
Well, the game's going to look a lot, when you read it in the paper, it's going to look a lot closer than it really was. But the main thing is that PNG will be playing next week, and Brazosport will be watching. Double reverse pass. Yeah, we ought to look at that one. Yeah, let's look at it.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
They set it up and executed it beautifully. And what a nice catch this is.
One-handed catch.
Yep.
Now look. We didn't see the slam dunk, but that's okay. We see enough of those, Bob.
And that was Ozier, the big 6'7" receiver. And Jim, I'm going to say one more time, and I'm not trying to get on Fred Bolton's list or anything. You got these plays in. You're getting beat. Why use them when the game's out of reach?
That was a 35-yard extra point.
It's good. Score is Neches-Groves 35, Brazosport 21.
And I guarantee you some of their fans are probably asking that right now. Of course, everybody has certain gimmick plays, gadget plays, whatever you want to call them. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't work, but they're worth a shot in a game where you're in a hole and trying to come back. And their two best plays have come when the game was out of reach. And maybe they wouldn't have worked against the #1 defense.
the onside kick coming up in a moment.
Number 33, Chris Goki. Back to receive the kickoff from number 56, Michael Swansea.
Michael Swansea with the onside attempt coming up. Didn't go far enough, Bob.
And it wound up out of bounds. So Indians will get the football, take a couple of knees, hopefully, and this will be over.
Again, our Rick's Auto Body Excellence player of the game, a collective effort by an offense, and most notably an offensive line, and that's where we give the credit tonight, Bob.
Well deserved for those young men up front. They did their job in outstanding fashion.
Illegal procedure against the exporters.
Now the Indians can go down to a knee.
First and 10 for the Indians from the 46-yard line of Brazosport.
The exporters will live to fight on next year, Bob. They return a lot of people.
Yeah, and I think Fred Bolton really has him a good, solid program going down there. He's a good coach and had a lot of success. It's their best team.
Now down to one knee.
I have to do it one more time.
Takes a knee.
There you go. They don't have to run it, Bob.
Well, they don't. The official didn't mark the ball ready for. I think he's going to
He
do
did
it
that
anyway.
on purpose. Down to one knee again.
And the Indian fans counting it down.
And the Indians live on, Bob, to fight another week. Next week, the Lamar Cougars, and for the benefit of our TSRNsports.com audience, you know, we don't know exactly what time. We suspect it'll be next Friday night. We don't know for sure, but
Check
we'll
out
find out.
PAnews.com tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
They'll have it. We'll have it.
And also on our website, TSRNsports.com. Look during the week, and you'll see when the game comes on next weekend, and it'll be right here on the internet. And Bob West, a great performance by the Indians, especially in the second half.
They just totally took control of the game, Jim. We came back out of the half saying this is anybody's football game. They overcame a bad call on the first possession of the third quarter, held Brazosport, took the football, drove it straight down the field, and just dominated from there on until the final minutes of garbage time.
And we have Harold Mann will be standing by. Harold Mann down there with the winning coach, Matt Burnett, will be coming in just a moment. All right, let's go down to Harold Mann. Right, no, he's not ready yet.
He had Matt, but then Matt ran off to talk to his players, I think. It's tough to corral those coaches sometimes.
Down here now with head coach Matt Burnett. Coach, a big win for you at the Dome tonight, 35-21. Got to be happy with the way the offense played.
Yeah, you know, we played great on both sides of the ball. Our defense played outstanding. The only touchdown we gave up, we had a pass interference call. I didn't think was really a call. They got those 7 points, 21 points they scored off our second, third team. The defense, our kids played great. this is a good football team, Brazosport. They're real fast, got a lot of speed. Our kids played real well, and of course our offense controlled the ball in the second half. We got a little pass happy in the first half, of course. King Fawkes left the quarterback. But in the second half, we decided to control the football and run the clock and play baseball and LED.
Is that basically what you talk about at halftime? Is this controlling the football?
What I talked about is hanging on. Wanting more than what we talked about. I'm talking about with the offensive coaches. I talked about hanging on to football. But anyway, with this team, we talked about just hanging in there and and doing what it takes to win the game. I know you want to savor this one all you can. Next week you got a tough Lamar team for the quarterfinals, regional championship. What do you think about them? Well, they're an outstanding football team. They're another good team. They're similar to Brazosport, except they're bigger and better. So it'll be a tough game. We coming back home in the Dome? Yeah, we'll be here again. All right, that's home for us. Thanks, Coach, and congratulations. Thank you. All right, that's Matt Burnett, head coach of the P&G Indians. Guys, back up to you.
Well, I think he said it quite well.
Well, I tell you what, they've come in this Astrodome and played like they were at home 2 weeks in a row, Jim. Just two outstanding performances. This is a team getting better every week, like we talked about in the telecast. The best is yet to come. It ought to be one tremendous football game when P&G and Lamar hook up.
We look forward to it. For Bob West, I'm Jim Barton saying good night from the Dome. Our final, the P&G Indians 35 and the Exporters 21.